Good morning. If you would, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Before we get started, let me read through our role as a board and kind of order the order of today's meeting. We are the 2026 Board of Equalization and Review for Union County, and we have been appointed by the county commissioners to hear all taxpayers with respect to concerns/complaints regarding the valuation of their property for tax purposes. Property owners appearing before the Board of Equalization and Review have a right to a fair and equitable hearing. The Board of Equalization and Review has been charged with ensuring that the proper legal principles have been applied in a valuation dispute for tax purposes. So the way the meeting will work, before each taxpayer is called, the county staff will come to the podium and they'll locate the property on the monitor so we're all looking at the property there, and then you'll come forward and basically explain your case and give us the details and present it, okay? We ask that you take 5 to 10 minutes. When it gets to be about 8 minutes, the clerk to my right will give you a 2-minute warning to speed up. So I would ask you to try to just stick to the facts and get through it as quick as we can. After you present your information to the board, the members here will have a chance to ask questions of you. At that time, you'll have a seat. The county will come forward and they'll present their information to the board. The board will have a chance to ask the county questions. When that part is concluded, you will have a chance to rebut. Each side will. And I would remind you that any and all questions that you have, please be directed to me as chairman. There's no cross-examination of both sides and that kind of thing. After we hear all the cases today, we'll go into the deliberation phase of the hearing, and you're welcome to stay for that. There's no telling how long that can last, okay? Sometimes we can run through it pretty quick. Sometimes we're in here for another hour or so. Typically, you'll be notified of the board's decision within 30 days. So you will be notified in writing, typically 30 days or less. By statute, the burden of proof is on the taxpayer to demonstrate that the assessment is erroneous. Only individual taxpayers or licensed residential or certified real estate appraisers licensed to do business in North Carolina may express an opinion of value of real property. No other persons, whether attorneys in fact, attorneys at law, or corporate representatives, are entitled to express an opinion of value of real property. We also run into this, it seems like each term. If you have any sales data with you today, that sales data needs to be as of 1/1/25 or prior to. We cannot be looking at sales data after 1/1/25 since the effective date of the property reevaluation is 1/1/25, okay? I would ask that if you would, before we get started, to silence your phones. And are there any questions before we get started? If not, Madam Clerk.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Just make sure your mics are on, and we're going to get started.
Okay.
So the first hearing we have today, hearing number 1, is going to be an application for a denial application for untimely for present use. This is for property key number 04090003J. This is for Diana Chenard, and she is present today.
Good morning. Now we'll ask that if you could stand so you can speak into the mic there too, okay? Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine.
Good. I'm here today, as Ms. Foxworth had mentioned. I had submitted an application for a farm use assessment. I submitted this late. I just was unsure as to when it was supposed to be due. I had assumed, which I know what happens when you assume, that it should have been submitted prior to the tax filing deadline of April 15th. as opposed to 30 days after the new year, which Mr. Brett Smith helped me with. I didn't realize that was a deadline. So I'm here to ask if there could be a case where this can be reviewed and considered despite the delayed timing on my end.
Okay. Understood. Questions for Ms. Chenard, is that correct?
It is very good.
Mr. O'Keefe?
No questions, thanks.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
No question.
Richard?
No question, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. We're good so far. Ms. Chenard, if you would have a seat, and we'll hear from the county, Mr. Smith, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So in the packet, we can just roll through it right quick. If you look at page 2, you'll see the letter from Ms. Chenard, just a request to appeal before the board today. Page 4, you'll see the denial letter that we supplied there, just showing the denial for the untimely application. And on page 6, you'll see the application that was submitted to our office. And at the top, we stamp it with the date that it was received, and we received that on April the 2nd. And when Ms. Chenard got the denial letter, she called in just asking about the denial, and that's when I explained to her the deadline to apply was the end of January. And then she was just asking if there was any way she could look at trying to get it in this year. And I said the only way we could do that is if we appeal it to the board and take it to you.
Okay. Thank you. Questions for the county, Mr. Ashcraft?
No, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Benson?
No,
Smith?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. O'Keefe?
No, thank you.
We're good. Thank you. Okay. Any final comments, Mrs. Chenard? I think we're with you and understand. Okay, thank you.
All right, hearing number 2 is for property key number 083000368. The property owner is Mr. and Mrs. Kinson. We did speak to them yesterday afternoon. They have agreed to the current value as noted of $357,200. So they're not going to be attending today, so we'll just cover that in deliberation. We will move on to hearing number 3. This is for property key number 083000409. The taxpayer is Travis and Crystal Rothman, and Mr. Rothman is here today.
Good morning.
Good
Morning.
This property is located off of Rocky River. It extends all the way to Poplar Road. It's a subdivision called Riverstone. Is that pretty good? This is.
Go out
it is
some more.
near the bypass.
So it's north of the bypass.
Okay. Thank you. Got you. Okay, thanks. Took a little bit. Thank you, Ms. Wiggins. Morning, Mr. Rothman.
Good morning.
Yeah.
How do we proceed through the materials?
Yeah, if you could, we should have a copy of what you've got in our book. Does yours have any numbers on it? Or,
It does.
yeah, yours does. Just refer to the page numbers, and then we'll see if we match up. Maybe start with the first page as you start to go through your presentation, and we'll just see that we should have it.
Okay. All right. Just for context, the Riverstone's a brand new community. It started March of last year. It comprises of townhomes, and there's 3 different types of single-family homes. There's row homes, really close together homes, not much of a lot, and then there's 2 other. So those really are comparable to my subject property, and then my property. There is a meadow series, which is what I have, and then there's a reserve series. So if you look at
What the problem is here, audit,
Yeah, I do know that book there, those page numbers ought to
Can you
match.
see the map of the property that looks
New
like
homes
this?
that got
Or
sold
the-
last year,
Of
that's the
the
problem.
neighborhood that looks like this?
Let's see if we can.
I couldn't see it in the book.
Was that sent in prior
Yeah,
to?
it was.
Okay.
I don't see it.
It was, I just don't see it in the book.
It's not in there.
You went through every page?
Can we pass it around?
Sure.
Okay, it's page 37. Thank you. I would have never found it.
Got it.
All right,
No.
so if you look, the blue is the Meadow Series, the red is the Reserve Series. So my property's in the blue, which is the Meadow, and I'll describe it in a second, but we purchased it nine months ago, and we paid $474,800 for the house. So,
Could you
What
repeat that
month
amount?
and year?
I'm sorry,
What month and year?
August of last year,
Okay.
and the neighborhood started in March of last year.
And repeat that amount?
$474,800.
Okay.
So I'll go through just, my little, is my talking points in your guide too?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a fair amount of information here, so if I was you, I would probably just go ahead and
All right.
present.
All right, let's do
And,
it. Okay, so I guess some concerns with the
That page.
county's comparisons, which is Poplar Grove. Poplar Grove isn't really an apples-to-apples comparison of Riverstone, in my opinion. Many of the homes there are on larger lots. Ours are like 0.15, those are 0.23-ish, so, significantly, a little bit different. Larger square footage, and it's located in Indian Trail versus Monroe. And the reason why we purchased it in Monroe is actually to save some money we moved from Stallings. I put in there that schools can impact the house values. And if you look at the schools in Indian Trail, notably Poplar Grove, Porter Ridge Middle's rated a 9 out of 10. Porter Ridge High School, where my kids went last year, is 8 out of 10, versus Monroe Middle is 1 out of 10 ranked, and Monroe High School is 2 out of 10. So that can impact the property values. That's actually why we purchased in the city where we did. Also, just the comps that were provided, that, as we know, the houses are declining in values. If you look, I know I just heard you say you couldn't give anything after 1/1 of 25.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm looking at, are the comparable sales here that you've given us, and they're all after 1/1 of 25. Go ahead. I don't want to cut into your time, so.
Okay, but, you can see that the average square footage of a recent sale in that Poplar Grove, of one of the examples, was $177 a square foot. If we look at Riverstone, I told you there's 2 different types. So you have a standard, ours is the Meadow Series, it's a standard package. You pick, this package, and then that's what you get. The Reserve Series is the semi-custom, so you pick a house, then you go to the sales center, and everything is à la carte. So you can spend quite a bit of money on your homes there. If we look at Riverstone on slide, let's see, I did see that. Wish I knew your book so well. Page 13, you can see just, how Riverstone is selling since we are a brand new neighborhood. I gave 5 different comps of what's sold. The average square footage is 2676. My house is 2733.
Mr.
The
Chairman,
average sales,
excuse me.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman, all the data he's providing is after 1/1/25.
Yeah,
Well, the
I
problem
mentioned
here
that
is,
to
it
'em.
looks like all sales, including the neighborhood, are after 1/1, so you're into a new year when the whole neighborhood was sold.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That's problematic.
I'm saying we're listening to the data and getting information that we can't use, so why are we wasting our time hearing about?
I would just kind of get to your,
Sales.
yeah, kind of get to your
We have
point.
about 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, but you can just see that the property prices, you know, the sales prices per square foot and the average sales price of 477,000 in those comps, you know, kind of reflects. And just looking at my current floor plan, you know, 2 recent sales is 480 and
Prices for a
467.
different neighborhood and applying it to this
And-
neighborhood as if they're.
And then I provided
It's a
the
new
reserve
neighborhood.
sales from the customer.
Gentlemen.
And you're looking at, you know, 499 and 520, which is almost $200 a square foot. So you know, it's higher. So I guess, you know, in summary, it's just, you know, I think we should look at, it's a new neighborhood. We can, there's no precedent, so you're seeing the precedence of what we're trying to provide. And it's not really apples to apples with Indian Trail and what, you know, what there is, you know, it's provided by the county.
Yeah. Let me, and I understand where you're coming from, we'll have the county speak to several of your points, but let me see if members of the board have any questions. Mr. Benson, do you have any questions for Mr. Rothman at this time?
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Smith?
So basically, what you're saying is, this neighborhood was not being sold at 1/1 of 25, and they're comparing you to a different neighborhood in a different town that has different quality and/or school district, which would affect the value. That's what
Yes.
you're
Yes.
saying.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. O'Keefe?
When did the first house, when was the first house put in
In Riverstone?
Riverstone
The first house sold in July
of 2026?
2026.
You've answered my
Wait,
question.
26 or 25?
Sorry.
25.
Yes, yeah, July of 25.
Yeah.
Yes, we were four.
And so basically, you got 6 months of data that you might be able to use.
That's after the appeal date.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, it does matter.
Yeah.
Something.
Mr. Ashcraft?
Even the sale of your house, you said was in June of last year,
We purchased in August 6th
August?
of 25.
and the 473, whatever price you paid, we can't even look at that as a comp. We can't, because it's after 1/1/25.
Technically,
No other questions.
Yeah. Let's, if you would have a seat, I'm going to have the county present their information. We'll have them speak to the comps and how they looked at it, you know, with,
Yeah, I gotta understand
with
that.
the origination of that subdivision being after 1/1 of 25, okay? And then we'll still give you a chance to rebut, okay?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, there, we've extinguished it, that, this is a new neighborhood. So we had to get a comparable neighborhood to compare it to, which we did Poplar Grove. And we're gonna try to identify Poplar Grove here on the map. It's less than a mile away. Because you can come, on Poplar Road, that's another entrance. Hard to see. Let me pull out some. But Poplar Grove is the, neighborhood that we, identified as a comparable neighborhood for Riverstone. It's a massive, neighborhood, which he said it does have, quite a few homes, different types of homes, and, townhomes in there. So he did talk about, the schools, His is, you know, we talked on the phone extensively yesterday, and I did let him know that everything is in the Porter Ridge area, is less than a mile away. So this is a good comparable neighborhood. At the time, they were selling a little, more, you know, and we have to use our time strip from 1/1/2025. The sales have diminished a little bit in those areas, but we have to be factual and to our time span of 1/1/2025. The comps that I have are on page 25 through 27. All of them are from Poplar Grove, similar square footage. If you look at the houses, they are pretty similar. So let me pull up one of the comps so we can get a better picture of where it is.
Yeah, these three I'm looking at are less than quarter of a mile, it looks like.
Yes, it's very close. And that's, you know, that's our rule. When you have a brand new neighborhood, you have to, that's how we set our land values. We have to find a comparable neighborhood. Poplar Grove was, in my home, Riverstone is, Pulte Homes. But the aesthetics of the home is pretty similar. And when we did come down a little bit on the, because of the comparison sales report, it was adjusted to the 544,200. I believe, you know, is because of the precedence is setting that these homes are selling for less. I would say it is a massive, neighborhood. They're gonna have at least, 2 homeowners association kind of type things, like clubhouses, one on each end. You know, right now, they have to move their product, so they do have special financing and stuff like that. So, but we, you know, I explained to him yesterday, it could go either way. It could have been the reverse. It could have been that these homes were, you know, selling for less and he paid more kind of thing. And we still have to stay to the facts of what the county has set as their precedents for the reevaluation on the sales for 1/1/2025.
Okay. I've got a question or two, but I'll let the board go here first. Mr. O'Keefe.
These comps, what, if I'm reading this right, they're all from 23.
Yes. There were some 24 sales in that neighborhood, but I felt like some of the homes were just a tad bit larger, so I chose ones that were closer to the square footage.
Is my understanding is, as explained, there's at least 3 tiers in the subject neighborhood. Are there different tiers in this Poplar Grove? Is it?
There's not,
It's just one set of houses and
yes.
no,
And the land value, I mean, you have townhomes, they're not gonna have the same value as the homes, so he is compared to the homes that are in Poplar Grove.
Good.
I'm not sure I understood that at the end. If he's in a townhome, the
He's
land.
not in a townhome.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
in a home.
Okay, but the town, you're referring to the different levels of homes in the neighborhood that he's in now versus the single type neighborhood that we're comparing it to, or using it as the comp neighborhood that is not, doesn't have these different levels, doesn't have these different structures in it. So I'm just wondering,
I mean, I would feel like that would matter. The townhomes are separate. We're just pulling this from homes.
Gotcha.
The townhomes in that neighborhood are not compared to Poplar Grove. They're compared to a townhome subdivision.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a picture of the whole aesthetic of the neighborhoods and what they're actually offering as their style or whatever. But that, okay, thanks, I got it. That's all I need right now.
Mr.
Thanks.
Smith?
Refresh my memory, who was the builder of Poplar Grove or Poplar, whatever?
MI,
MI, and the other is Pulte, so you got two different builders, correct?
yes.
Okay, and clarify for me, is the subject's property in the Monroe School, the high school district, or the Porter Ridge?
Porter Ridge.
He says it's in the other. So I'm gonna ask,
That's how
I'm gonna ask them to look it up and verify which one it's really in, and settle this.
Question.
Yeah, I thought he said they were in Porter Ridge. Is that not right?
I
No,
think
he
He said he
Monroe.
moved because they were in Monroe.
And the county say.
I wanna
Mr.
make sure
Chairman,
I
the subject
understand
property
what
is in
school district we're
the
in.
subject property is in the Monroe School District.
So
It
it's
is in
Yes.
Monroe School
Yes.
District. Okay.
I'm not sure about Poplin Ridge, which one is, what was the other one?
Well, we have identified both of them are in Porter Ridge.
I just checked, according to the UCPS database, the subject home is in Monroe.
And I know that's right on the,
Yes, on the
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
It's right there on the edge,
Yeah.
but it's considered
But it
Monroe.
makes a difference.
yeah.
Okay, that's all I
Gotcha.
have.
Mr. Bench?
The foundation that you say that you all set up, established to, because it's a newer neighborhood, you say that you have to have a starting point to assess that neighborhood. Is that general best practices that you all have adhered to?
Yes, I mean, we go out, and this was a close neighborhood. The homes look pretty similar in, aesthetics.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Ashcraft?
So this neighborhood that he's in, when did it start developing, and selling homes? When did that actually start? Does anybody know that? I mean, was it after 1/1/25?
Yes.
Okay, so now we understand that's why it's a problem, because obviously the sales are not, we don't have access to any sales of it. All right, I'm good.
My question would be, and this will be something for deliberations, I mean, is there a development as close that's in the Monroe School District, and do we possibly table it to look at it that way? And that, we don't need to decide that now, but that might just be a discussion point we could have in deliberations, so I'm throwing that out there, but,
Well, Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
that's an awesome question. Could they not maybe find that while we're here, just
I
to
think
share
that
with
might,
us?
well, we don't want to be taking up time and getting other taxpayers.
No,
to
no,
sit
no,
here.
I meant while we're here. just
Yeah,
through
but
the
I
whole
think they'll
process.
need more time than today. I mean,
To figure out what school.
it might be that Ms. Wiggins could possibly look, maybe with other county staff, if there's another
Right,
development
that's what I'm saying.
that
It's a better
possibly would work.
Better than the one
Then
that
we
they
can have
use. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
More,
Mr. Chairman, can I make a motion right now and just say, let's have this table, and then after we get the data that you're asking for, then we can
yeah,
have another meeting on it.
I will second
I'm
that.
good with that. So I have a motion
Yeah,
for
let's do it
Mr.
now. Get it over
Ashcraft
with.
I'll
And
say.
to
second, I
table
second.
this to allow the county to research and see.
There you go.
If there's
Another
more, better comps with the same school district.
Yeah.
Okay.
I second it.
Second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So motion's carried.
They just need to
Mr.
settle
Rothman, you understand what we just did? Yes. Okay,
We'll let you know.
okay. So yours has been tabled, so the county can go back and research a little further with the confusion in the school districts. And when it's time for you to reappear, the county will be in touch with you, and you'll be notified and be given a chance to reappear. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
That was a long time to get that.
Jimmy, were you the second Jimmy on that one?
I was.
Jimmy was. He beat me.
Very few times that I do. You're usually on it.
All right, we will move on to hearing number 4. This is gonna be for property key number 07090063. The taxpayer is Gary and Sharon Davis.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We are at, this is Old Charlotte Highway, running here. This is Wesley Chapel Road.
Ah,
So this would be the shopping center and movie theater.
Okay.
So it sits kind of right behind that. Neighborhood is Valley Estates.
Right at the shopping center.
Yeah.
All right.
If I knew that. Okay, all right. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. and Miss Davis.
Good morning.
Let's just make sure we're speaking into the mic, and that'll, you can move that a little bit if you need to.
Okay. Good morning.
All right.
morning.
We've been living at this address for 40 years. And, well, when we moved in, I'm not complaining, I'm just stating. We was told in 2 years we would have sewer in our area. Well, they built sewer all around us, but not in our street. Our street alone does not have sewer. So I know automatically, by nature, our prices will increase because everything else is going around us. But that's my biggest issue is that our area, our street has not been has not been properly appraised with septic tank. We are still on we still on septic tank, and there's no time limit on that. So all this building going around us, the homes in our area was always put down as not perking. So they said they would never be built on. Well, and now they come up with a new building septic tank. So they can build. Now, they've only built like 5 houses in the past 5 years. But it's bringing up the price of our property evidently. Our property has increased in the last, between 2022 to 2025, our property has increased almost $300,000.
It's been running $300,000 for the last 2020 to 2024. And then all of a sudden, we get a bunch of 530,000.
Get that mic, get to the mic.
And then all of a sudden, we get one for 530.
The last one came out as 530,000. It has been being in the 300,000s, and then on 1 year, it jumped $200,000.
And you do see, and I believe we'll confirm it with the county, that I believe it's been adjusted down to 428.
That's only been adjusted because I called in and talked to the adjuster. He was very nice.
Right. Just
But-
wanted to make sure you knew that, that's all.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I did, but at the same time, he didn't know that I had an adjustment done because we was trying to get a reverse mortgage to help us with our finances. Well, it didn't make the reverse mortgage zone because we was appraised at 535. One of the highest they could get was 428. 411. That's the actual appraiser hired by the financial company.
They appraised it at 411.
And they didn't even, I don't know if they appraised it with septic tank or sewage. But that makes a big deal. To me, it does make a big deal, because we're always fighting flooding in the area. I got pictures of flooding zone where it just floods our whole backyard. And every time we build a house, it changes. So that's our biggest gripe, is trying to get it down to at least in the 350s. I think the last adjuster we have like 3 different adjustments
Mm-hmm.
put in there.
And we're paying our house payment with the property value in the house payment, and it's jumping up almost $300,000.
Yeah.
I'm not, excuse me,
Yeah.
almost $300 a month.
Okay.
Yeah, and they gave us some, your department gave us some papers to fill out for 70 and disability
Yep.
paperwork, but we haven't heard back on that yet.
Let me see if members of the board have questions there. Mr. Smith?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, Mr. O'Keefe?
When was it praised at 411?
This year.
This, it was, 3, I think 3.
So
somewhere in
March,
Yeah, March.
March.
first quarter of,
Yeah.
thank you.
there. Oh, you're welcome.
Mr. Benson?
No, not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ashcraft?
So, do you have the appraisal with you from the bank?
Well, y'all had it.
We
We had
did.
it we had it in our hands, but my wife.
Okay, well, that's what I was gonna ask is, did y'all look at their appraisal? Were the comps that they used at that time, 3.3, was it after 1/1/25?
Yes.
So all those comps, back again, is we can't look at those
Well-
as value. I know the bank did, okay? The bank's not the county and on this board. We're just doing what we can do.
Well, most of the appraisers was done within the last 3 years. So it was before 2025.
Okay, so you're seeing this appraisal that you have from the bank to get your reverse mortgage, right?
Was
Yeah, was,
2025, before 2025.
We're trying to get reverse mortgage this year, and that was, 411 was the appraisal amount.
that's what I'm trying to get.
Right.
some of-
411 was the appraisal amount for this year.
Okay.
Right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
We had all the paperwork with us, but we lost the top of the car when we was there. I know
Okay.
everybody got an excuse.
Well, and the appraisal, we can't really,
Look at,
we can't look at because of the date of it. And my only question is, I mean, even though you've seen a little bit of a slight decline in values in 2026, that appraisal at 411, and then you're asking for 350, you know, and we're having
That's kind of what
that,
the appraisals were going for before 2025.
right. And the county having to, you know, and the reevaluation being as of 1/1/25, I mean, that's the dilemma and the issue here. But if you would have a seat, let us hear from the county, then I'll give you a chance for a rebuttal if needed, okay?
Okay, if you turn to page 23,
Ah,
originally we did come in at 537.2. When they appealed, I went and, you know, repulled comps. I was able to get them down to 428. They sent a few comps in that were in a different school district. I did include one of those comps, which is gonna be number 4. And if you look at the map, that one is in Porter Ridge School District. But I did want to include one of the comps that they sent. All of my comps are 2024. I feel like they're good comps. We do not discount, we don't have a discount for sewer. You know, as long as it perks, we treat it the same.
That was gonna be my question, and I
Yeah.
think one of their main concerns.
Yes.
You know, if you had 2 houses side by side, one on septic and one on public
It doesn't-
sewer, there's no adjustment,
Doesn't
yeah,
make any difference.
yeah.
be impossible to do.
From an appraisal standpoint,
Right.
yeah.
And I did refer them to to put the application in for the elderly
Yes.
disabled program. And,
How old you gotta be for that?
you know, that's
Need to apply.
about all I can do. They did mention the increase in the escrow payment. She referenced $300 a month. I did the math based on their tax payment. It should have increased $49. So I suggested that they call the mortgage company and see if there's something else going on with
Insurance.
hazard insurance or
Yeah,
something.
Insurance.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
So,
All right, thank you, Mr. Marshall. Let's see if any members of the board have questions. Mr. Minchin, Mr. Marshall.
Trying to sneak away.
Get back
Trying to
here.
slide back out of here, isn't it? All right, Mr. Minchin.
Rusty.
That program you recommended that they sign up for, what's the requirements for that?
Brent could speak to that. His group is over that. I don't know the specifics. It is based on age
Yeah.
and income.
There is an income requirement.
Mr. Chairman.
that they would have to provide.
Yes.
Travis Muscuza is upstairs checking the status of the application for that, but there is an age and income requirement
Right.
to qualify for the program, but Travis is upstairs checking on the application
Right.
now.
Great, okay.
So just to address the income, for 2026, the income is 38,800, and if the parcel is greater than 1 acre, it would only apply to 1 acre home site around it.
Okay, no excess,
They
not
can get
yet.
applications submitted all the way up until June 1st. So we're currently working on trying to get all of them looked at and decision letters out right now.
So they met the requirements for all that?
Um,
Or you're seeing if they
Well,
do?
what Mr. Harrell said is, they're currently looking at it, the application's upstairs, and Mr.
Yeah.
Muscuza, I think, is reviewing it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Just,
Thank-
and for the record, that income level is set by the state, is not set by the county.
Ah,
So that is indexed, it's indexed to inflation, social security adjustments, those type of things, annually. And they report to us in December of this year, we'll get the income limits for next year. That's where we're at with that.
thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. So, I think I started with you, Mr. Benson. Mr. Smith, any questions?
No
for
question.
Mr. O'Keefe?
No questions, thank you.
Mr. Ashcraft?
No, job well done.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Mr. and Ms. Davis, any rebuttal comments on what we just heard?
Other than the other thing is the Porter Ridge.
Yeah,
No, there's 5 more minutes.
yeah.
He's just saying that the Porter Ridge schooling, I guess,
Make, make sure you're speaking into the mic.
the Porter Ridge area throws our houses prices up from being in the Porter Ridge area.
Right.
It does.
Yeah. Understood, and I think there was one comp that the county used that was in Porter Ridge, so he so noted that, as well. Okay. Thank y'all very much.
Okay, that brings us to hearing number 5. This is for Chester and Cynthia Bloom. This is for property key number 07096202, and the Blooms are present.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We are, right there at the bottom where our cursor is, that is Gold Mine Road. And this is the roundabout at Wesley Chapel Road here. So we've got Wesley Chapel running this way, Gold Mine running that way.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
in Sun Valley School
We're in
District.
Sun Valley.
And the subject is in the Wesley Woods subdivision.
Right. Okay.
Thank you today for letting us be heard. I'm here today because my mortgage went up $200. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was the property tax and the insurance, of course. So I started looking at pricing in the neighborhood. Of course, I was looking at the wrong dates, but then I was directed to look at the correct dates. And I opened an appeal and I submitted 10 houses, a graph with 10 houses that were within 2 miles of my home. And the pricing of the houses were $300 and $400. Per square foot, it was $130, $150, and $160. That's the one with 10. So I submitted this, and I got a return rebuttal. And so I took that rebuttal, and I looked at the houses that they submitted, and I threw one out because the footage was wrong, and I resubmitted another one that has six houses on it, but they were also in the 300s and 400s. And the square footage prices were 130, 150, 160, and there was two in there that had 180. So then, I submitted my paperwork, and then, yesterday I received, information on 4 houses within my neighborhood. So I, last night, put together another spreadsheet, and I included on this one the adjustable, prices from the tax office. And so by doing that, it lowers the prices, and it makes my house down to 361 with an average of 154 per square footage. And that, currently they have me at 199 square footage price.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, has
No.
anyone found that information that she was talking
I
about
was-
herself? Do
I
you know
was
what page
following,
it's on?
I was following her, but then what she's done here,
Okay, this
she's
is,
taken the county comps and
all
summarized the
in
county
23 and
comps,
24.
correct?
that's what this is dealing with.
That's what this is, and it matches the county. That's what I was looking at, the addresses.
Okay. I just knew
I
she
was
said she had
looking for
10.
sale, you know, houses sold in my neighborhood. I want to be comparable. I'm 6 years past retirement, and I'm like them. I don't want to get on a fixed budget and then have my taxes go sky high and not be able to, have to be like Connecticut.
Yeah.
Sell your house to pay your tax bills.
Are you
I
go-
like
are you
Monroe,
gonna work
I
on-
like my house, I want to stay here.
Since you have that time, are you gonna work on with your insurance side of it too?
Oh,
You know, the insurance side is another reason why
Yes,
it
but
went
when
up.
the taxes go down, the insurance should go down. Right?
No.
Property
No.
insurance.
Well, no.
It's totally different.
Yeah,
Totally different.
yeah. Let me see if we have questions, Ms. Bloom and then Mr. O'Keefe.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand the fact, it looks like page 12 here is similar to the handout that we just got. Is this?
No, that was I did last night, the handout you just received, because he sent me.
This is what I'm looking at, 12.
Oh.
This was an earlier one?
I
Yeah,
had one with.
that's an
with
earlier
the
one.
10.
I disregard
I
this,
had one
and this
with-
supersedes that?
Yes,
Okay, so
I
this
had one
is-
with
I
10
don't care about
and one
that
with
anymore.
6, and then the new one with 4.
I just need,
This one here,
yeah,
Is-
I got these.
I was
these are
using
the
what they
county
were
comps
sending me
too.
back.
These are the county comps right here.
Okay.
They were sending me back like different addresses, so I was using their addresses,
And you're honing in on price per square foot.
yeah,
Okay.
so. And the adjustable pricing, now that I understand it a little bit better, I included that in this one. It wasn't included in the other two, but by doing that, it dropped the price. So,
What's the
That's just
adjusted
using
price?
square footage, right?
Yeah. That's,
That's it.
I understand, that's from what she's
Yeah.
saying, yeah.
The adjusted price was from the county comp, that
from
they
the tax
adjusted the
office,
price.
yeah.
So you're using there and then averaging again, it sounds, but if I understand what you're
Yeah.
doing.
But all the averages, doesn't matter if I was using square feet or the adjusted price, all the averages were coming in 300 and 400 thousands. Not the 571,000 that they were putting my house at. Well, they've come down.
Excuse
But
me, you
it's
do know
still
they
a
came
high-
down, they did drop it
Yes, they did.
to a
They
current,
dropped
but
it twice.
466,000 is what they had. So they dropped it.
But I'm still paying $99 per square foot, when I should be paying maybe more like 154 per square foot.
Okay.
So that's what I put my directions here in case I ran out of time,
Okay.
so that you could read them and see them.
Mr. Smith?
Well,
My
I
husband's
look at your,
disabled.
I look at your new numbers, and the first one you have is the closest in size to your house.
Well, these were the houses he sent me,
Okay, well, I'm saying,
so I use them. because-
I'm looking at the top one, which is 2,617 feet, and you're 2,348 feet.
Yeah, well,
it
the other
is-
ones I did, they were closer. but he threw them out and
Okay,
sent
I-
me.
I'm just looking at this page here, and looking at basic math, and that one had an adjusted square foot price of almost $180,000 a square foot. And the smaller you get, because the land value doesn't really change, it's only the structure, the value, the cost per square foot does go up on smaller homes. The square footage value goes up. And that's why if you look at the ones that are over 3,000 square feet, they're a lower number. And yours is a lower number than the 2,600
I
by
understand that.
few. And if you even just mathematically used the 179,000 whatever by your square footage, it would put you in the 420 range.
So take a look at the one that has 10 houses on it. This was my first research. And they were all in my 2,600, 2,800, 300. They were all near my size is what I was doing.
Were they in your neighborhood?
And they're
No.
within 2 miles of my neighborhood.
Okay.
So, but the square footage there was 130, 150, 160, not 199. So, but then he sent me back comps, and I used his comps. And then he sent me back these 4 comps, and I used those comps. I was trying to, justify what he was sending me to what I was doing.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
You say you were retired?
I'm not retired. I can't retire
Oh.
because I have too many bills.
Oh.
My husband is disabled, so
Are you a teacher?
I'm a nurse.
Oh, okay. Now, you just was running numbers like a mathematician. No,
Trying to
Miss,
do my 10 minutes.
I just wanted to commend you on your presentation. That was it, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ashcraft?
No question.
Okay. Ms. Bloom, if you don't mind, you have a seat. We'll hear from the county, then I'll give you a chance for a rebuttal.
Okay, I did receive the list of comps that she sent in. 2 were from her neighborhood, which I used. We did have enough comps within the neighborhood that I didn't have to go outside. So
Good.
that's what I stuck with.
Good.
You'll see page 27 is the cost analysis. I feel like this is right on. With the other houses being outside of this neighborhood, we wouldn't consider those unless we didn't have enough within the neighborhood to do our analysis.
Right.
And we just do. I had to go include some 23 sales, but I think we do have a pretty good idea, pretty accurate number. And like you pointed out, we see the larger the square footage goes, the smaller that number.
Yeah, and I'm sure that was covered with her, your conversation with the taxpayer. Y'all covered that or not? I mean, I didn't know if she was aware of that or not till
I know
today.
someone talked with her yesterday. I don't
Right.
know. It wasn't me. I don't
Okay.
know if that
Okay.
discussion was made.
That's fine, yeah, okay. Questions for Mr. Marshall, Mr. Ashcraft?
No questions. Job well done. You
Okay.
lowered it down to what, 466?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, and Mr. Benson?
No.
Okay, Mr. Smith?
I'm okay.
Yeah. Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you.
Ms. Bloom, any final comments you have, or?
So I don't understand how he can take and look at bigger houses in my neighborhood and compare them.
How much bigger?
They're at 1,000, okay, so my square footage is like 2.6, and the ones that he presented to you, which,
I got-
Tom Smith was questioning, they were a lot bigger.
Yeah, but on my page, do
There
y'all
are
have this page
adjustments.
in your book? It's page 27, and here's the subject property. Is that correct? And the difference in square footage to me is, there's one house 2,500 square feet, another one 3,000, and then another one 3,100. I don't,
Between 200 and 600
Yeah.
square feet.
I mean, that's not
Well,
like,
they all have significant adjustments because of the square footage
Yeah,
down
yeah. I
to
just
get to
don't-
adjusted value.
yeah,
But it's not totally looked at square footage.
No.
yeah.
It's, no house is looked at its square footage only.
Well,
It's
they do
location,
adjust for
everything else.
footage
Yeah.
down to, they put an adjustment on the sales price to an adjusted value,
yeah.
which is what they have done.
And I
That's
I
what you
think
do
I-
in mass appraisal, I
Yeah.
agree.
One thing I wanted to make sure maybe Ms. Bloom understood, I mean, they're gonna stay in that neighborhood if at all possible, okay? I mean,
should.
they're not gonna go out of that neighborhood unless there's a lack of sales.
So if I throw a stone across the street,
Well, I mean, they gotta be,
By
they gotta be,
Western Chapel
they gotta be comparable
Taylor
properties. They're not gonna be identical, but they're gonna have to be comparable properties. But if you've got an adequate number of sales in your neighborhood, the comps will come from that same neighborhood,
Location.
not 2 to 3 miles out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could maybe clarify, so what we do is we establish market neighborhoods, we establish market neighborhoods and we, for homes that sell similarly, and we try to pull comps from those specific market neighborhoods, because next door could be a more expensive or less expensive neighborhood, even though it's closer, it's not the same when it comes to saleability, how they sell, by their size. So that's why we try to stay within that market area that we've established when we pull sales. So since he found enough sales within the market area, he didn't need to go beyond the market area. So that's why he.
Okay.
For us,
We
they're
agree.
comparable.
Yeah,
There's,
yeah.
it was close in size as we
Yeah.
could get them, but also our comp grid makes the adjustment for size. And because of those adjustments for size, that's why we ended up adjusting your value, because we actually adjusted for size.
Okay. Okay, so we understand the concern. Okay, okay. Thank you, Ms. Balloon.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, hearing number 6 is for property key number 07121479. This is for Mr. and Mrs. Naridi, and Mr. Naridi is here.
Mr. Chairman, I got a question on hearing number 6. I'm looking at, it says taxpayer opinion of value is $580,000, and the current value of the county house on it is $607.
Yeah.
Just wanted
So
to-
we're only
to
$27,000 apart. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, good point. We'll ask him about that right out of the gate. Okay.
We are, as far as location goes, this is the Moore Farm neighborhood. So this is Waxhaw Indian Trail Road here. And Moore Farm is on this side where the subject property is, but we also have part of the development on the left side of Waxhaw Indian Trail.
Okay, and the Waxhaw would be south on this map.
Yes.
Okay.
it's
Yeah, but
Okay.
where on the, I mean, that's a long road, where on, what are we coming,
If you
what's the
continue-
crossroad?
if you
A
continue
crossroad.
North. Let me go back down.
If you look on page 7, there's an overview map on page 7.
Okay, that really
Yeah,
helps.
so this is Potter Road here.
Okay,
Okay.
there we got it.
Trail Potter.
Yeah, I want to know
It's
where.
Page 7.
Because that
Good
road
job.
runs
Oldman Road.
20 miles.
Yeah, that's where all that traffic come from.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Marshall.
Sure.
Mr. Naridi? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Okay. Good morning. Now, before you get started, now to Mr. Ashcraft's point, you understand how close we are in values?
Yes.
Okay. Because maybe puzzles me a little bit if your opinion of value is 580, 500, and the county's at 607, I mean, you're pretty much there. I mean,
It's really a good price range.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get 3 different appraisals, you're gonna come up with 3 different numbers, and that's, to me, that's about as close as you can get. Okay.
It's not about like what county valued or what I purchased, so I want to understand the fair market value of my home.
Right.
So this house I bought in November 2025, but signed in March 2025, which is 3 months into the 2025.
Right.
Because of like water delays, it got postponed and I closed in November. So I purchased this home for 580, 500, the county appraised at 607.
Oh,
And the county,
and when did you buy it? I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I know what we're talking about. You just bought the house? When did you buy the house?
it's a new home, I closed the home in November, but I bought in March 2025.
November of 25. Okay, so we can't even use that as a comp.
Right,
Okay, I just want to clarify that with everybody.
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so my purchase value is 580, 500, and when comparing to the county mentioned comparable values, so the most recent to my home, which is 1423, which was sold in December 2024, which is showing us 595 for sold price. I compared this home value, which is 678 square foot less than my home, and it is a bigger lot. It's like a cul-de-sac lot, if you can see in the map, and it has a privacy on the backyard. It has a lot of upgrades. I recently noticed on Zillow. It has a fenced backyard. It has a covered porch. It has garage finishes and a lot of interior upgrades. So that is the one reason it maybe is sold for more value. And Comp 2, Comp 3, and Comp 4, which are like almost 1.5 to 2 years prior to my home, which are sold, which is too early. And I feel the market value is, market demand is different at the time when it was sold. And also in the comparable home, then you see this year, the county adjusts the market, it is clearly showing the market is cooled down because the land value is showing like less, 17,300 for all the comparable homes, but it's not similar to the building value. The building value is increased by the county.
Okay, all right. Let me see members of the board have questions. Mr. Ashcraft?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Benson?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Smith?
Now I understand the issue.
Mr. O'Keefe?
No, I understand.
Okay,
I have one more thing to just
Okay.
say. So even the builder sold the home, whatever the price I paid, just after a few months, the market even more down. Even builder reduced the prices after like I signed the contract like by 20K.
yeah. Only thing is, I mean, you're still looking at after 1/1 of '25, and we have to be looking at 1/1 '25 or before.
Value.
Okay?
That's
And that's just how everybody in the county's treated. I mean, it's by statute,
we have to.
by mass appraisal.
Yeah, if we talk about that, there is only one home which is closer to like in 2024, remaining
Yeah.
are like almost 1.5 to 2 year old. Like your count is comparing like at 2 years older homes with my home.
I mean,
Okay.
it is very close. Let us hear from the county, and then I'll give you a chance for any
And there was
rebuttal
no home-
comments.
And there was no home like my home size, which is 3,600 square foot in the neighborhood prior to 2025.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll have him speak to the lot piece, okay? But let's hear from the county, and then I'll give you a chance for any final comments, Mr. Naretti, okay?
Okay, if you'll turn to page 38, which I think most of you are there.
Yep,
Yep.
You'll see we did recognize that this particular section had smaller lots, so there was an adjustment made. You'll see on the subject property, it's 114,000, where the comparable properties all priced at 131,300. So we did recognize that price difference. I stayed within, there's several builders in this neighborhood. I did stay within the Ryan Homes section. When I used 2024 sales only, I came in at 660. I played around with the numbers. I didn't want to go up on him when he closed at 580, even though it was in 2025.
Right.
So that's why I did pull in some 2023 numbers. And it still came in over where we're at, which is 626,400.
But then his current value, he's at 607,700 today, correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't go up.
Yeah, I don't have any questions on that. Mr. Ashcraft?
Good job.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
Thumbs up.
Mr. Smith?
I'm fine.
Mr. O'Keefe? Good. Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Mr. Naredi, we've heard from the county. Any final comments you've got, and we'll move on?
Yes, so the neighborhood has different variety of home styles like ranch home and the other side of the Murray farm is not from the ranch homes.
Okay. Okay. We understand, and he spoke to that piece, so we'll go through this in deliberations, and then you'll be notified, by the county within 30 days from the day of the board's decision, or you're welcome to stay as we deliberate. Okay? Thank you very much.
All right, we'll move to hearing number 7. This is going to be for property key number 06192634. The taxpayer, and he is present today, is Cecilian Bogohowski.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
As I pull this up, the parcel map is under tab 7 on page 6. If you want to get it in.
Excellent job.
Well, they're in the county now, I think.
Oh, this is way east.
Yeah. Kind of between
We had one
Marshall
there,
and
yeah.
Wingate, south of Marshall and Wingate.
So it's on above Kensington Road, north of Kensington Road, and here's Wax on Marvin.
Oh, this is way
Yeah,
wait a minute.
west.
it was like Monday, y'all remember we had one in that area kind of?
And then you can see right here the South
state
Carolina
line.
state line.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, Jim Wilson.
Wait a minute,
they're
wait a
in-
yeah.
It's close to the other one.
When I saw white store,
Tab
it threw
7,
me
Mr.
off.
Chairman.
Kensington Elementary is near.
Tab
Yeah.
7.
I'm on
Hey.
tab 7.
All right,
Seven.
There's a white store.
page 6.
Page 6.
Page 6.
Tab 7, page 6.
I think I've got the wrong one here.
Dang,
I'm down at Fox Church Road in Marshall.
that's not too far.
Yeah, that's why I said we were on the other end of the county.
Me too, I
Let me
thought we
just
were.
make sure I don't have, I think it just got thrown. Next page, the map, I'm correct.
Here you go.
Okay.
Look
He's
at
got it.
It's in there. It was
You
on
got it.
there. Okay. I'm with you now.
All
Yeah.
right.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name's David Sefsky. I'm the son-in-law, interpreter, translator for my father-in-law. One, I just want to say Ms. Dana.
Make sure we're speaking into the mic.
I just want to say Ms. Dana that works in the tax assessor office is extremely helpful. She's been
Okay.
very patient.
Right.
And very knowledgeable and helped my in-laws out a lot.
Will you
Right.
state your name again for the record, please?
David Bosevsky.
Thank you.
So, unlike the others, I wasn't sure what to prepare when my father-in-law asked me to come today. So what I understand is the original notice he received was $896,000. At the time, there wasn't a home that was selling for that much in terms of the value. So he was shocked to receive a tax assessment value higher than a sales value. So that was his first concern. Now, if I look at, so he's got an appeal here for $735,000. What I'm also learning by listening to y'all is that originally he submitted on his appeal houses that were in 23 and 24, and then we were told to come back and submit homes in 2025, and I've heard from Mr. Ashcroft that if it's after January 1st of 2025, as yourself,
No
Mr.
good.
Chairman, you can't use them.
Cannot use it.
So that was a miscommunication on our part. So on page 18, all of those homes have an average of 217,000, albeit that would reflect a stronger market. So, you know, we're looking at 237,000 per square foot at the 896, which is high. But if we go to the homes, well, one I want to reference is has everyone received paperwork for like what the appraisers are, appraisals? I worked for an appraisal company. I was looking for like the assessments and the comparables, but he's never received anything. So everyone that has this documentation, has it been mailed to them, to their home, to be able to compare that?
I need to speak, I mean, as far as how, what correspondence is sent to the taxpayer, Mr. Thompson, can you speak to that, or?
Generally speaking, the comps are emailed I'm over here. The comps are emailed at the time after the informal. When you get the informal notification, you get the comps as well.
They don't have email. So they,
Then we would have mailed it.
okay.
If there was no email address in the system, we would have
Is page
mailed it.
20 the comps from the county tax assessors? Where can I find what everyone's referencing in terms of the adjustments that
Well,
I've been hearing from
when
the
the,
appeals?
when the county speaks, yeah.
They'll go over it.
Yeah, if we had received something, I'd be better prepared, but, so if I look at page 39, it's really too late. So, really, the biggest appeal that he has is that the tax assessed value is larger than the sales price that he could possibly market his house at. Like, he's had real estate agents come to assess his house for sale, and it's not over $896. And we all own homes, and if you don't own homes, you know that your tax assessment is always lower than your sales price. But if I look at these subjects and the comps, I don't see price per square foot on any of these. And I don't want to waste your time to do the calculations, but is there a price per square foot somewhere on these?
Well,
That's what we're going by from everything we've been talking about.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at how close they are, and then you scroll down to the main areas, of square footage,
Yeah,
I mean, these are very, I mean, just looking at it real quick, these are very strong comps, it looks like to me.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, and I
They
guess
are.
the value's been reduced to 831.
right. Does he know that?
Yeah, are you aware that the,
Isn't that
current
the
value,
tax that they assume this is here? Isn't that should be a tax that they namalan 831, your taxes are now 831?
Yeah, second time, of 31.
Yeah, that's the second
Because the
time.
last part
And then he did, okay, so he understands that, and then he
Yeah.
did another appeal. And if I look at these, I'll just ask him, on page 14, these are the recent comps that he had provided on 14 and 15 that were sold in 24. So if I look at the comps on page 15, these are sold in 24 and 23, do they qualify as comps?
Yes.
They do?
Yeah.
So,
What page are we on?
page 15.
but not saying, I mean,
I mean, what page, I thought he said 14.
I did say 14, and then I realized that.
And this is just on a written calendar, and these are the sale prices and stuff?
So I would just ask you to just skip page 14, because I haven't seen this before. I can look at page 15, because I have sold dates, I know my wife wrote this out. So if we look to page 15, sorry for the
Go to
confusion,
39.
Mr. Ashcroft, but if I look at 207, 210, 191, 197, and 218, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I come up to $204 per square foot, which would be the averages, and those are all within Anklin Forest, those properties. Every single one of those are in Anklin Forest, and that comes to $204.60 as an average, and if I multiply that by his square footage, which is 3,777 square feet, I come up with a valuation of $772. So I'm referencing page 15, I'm referencing the sold dates of Anklin Forest, Hoffmeister, Widgeon Way. He's at 4,000 Widgeon Way, this is 39 Widgeon Way. That's the best comparison, that's $191 per square foot. Now that I understand that his new
Okay.
tax base is 831, 831 divided by 3777 is $220 per square foot. That's still considerably higher. So what we're asking is for an assessment based on those appraised values, like I just described, that you all consider lowering it based on that price of 197, 218 divided by 5 is $204 per square foot.
Mr. Chairman,
yeah,
Can I ask you a question? You said you just found out about doing this today and looking at the material, is that correct? And you,
As the son-in-law.
yeah, you just found out and you came to help him.
To be
on
his
this.
translator, because my wife's a pharmacist, she couldn't get off of work that day.
We understand,
Yeah.
but you are going through this information and you know far better than anyone else on those numbers you're given and the data that you have, and you're just now looking at it. Is that correct?
Yeah, I used to be a banker, and I used to
That's
assess appraisals for qualifications for lending.
You did?
Yeah.
And would you just take a piece of paper and somebody wrote down a date and sale and time? And
My
you
wife
said
did,
it
yeah.
as
So
one of
on
your,
page 15, that's my
as
wife's
one of your
handwriting.
accounts?
That's my wife's handwriting on page 18.
Okay, good.
And we've been together for a long time. We think alike.
Okay.
And
I just
when
had
she-
to bring that up. I'm good. Go ahead.
When she was doing this, I said, you need to get the price per square foot. Like I've been hearing all the other folks and the confusion of small house, big house, price per square foot, I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at price per square foot.
Yep.
Now that I heard that 2025's closed out.
Yep, you
all the
gotta
numbers
change
I
it.
cut,
You gotta-
That's why I was looking over to Miss Foxworth. I said, hey, can I jump in there again? Because I didn't take pictures of these to be prepared. So I just added them up real quick. And when I add them up real quick, on page 15, it's $204 a square foot times 3777. That would be a valuation of $772,000. Is that something you would agree to? Versus 735?
Yeah,
Mr. Thompson
No,
said no.
we will not.
Go
No.
ahead.
Well,
Let's see.
excuse me. You need to direct questions to me.
Oh, I'm sorry,
And-
Mr. Chairman, you did say.
Well, and really, I mean, I'm not gonna get hung up on this square footage piece. I
I-
mean, the square footage is a very strong component of it, but it's not the only component. I mean, we can't just sit here and
I
praise
know.
stuff by square footage, but it's a component of the appraisal process.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you
Well,
work.
and there are
it-
adjustments.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, and it's a strong part of it.
So then if I looked at, what page was the comparisons on 30-something?
39.
And you have like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
2 minutes, so if I can look, so let's get beyond square footage, on page 23, and I see you pulled up a topo map, so thank you, sir, for on the appraisal. So if you look at the topo lines right here, what I took pictures, this topo line right here, behind the house. Since you pulled up, Mr. Chairman, since the appraiser pulled it up, maybe the appraiser could explain to us what the drop is. But I've got pictures on page 23 and page 24 and page 25 to see the back slope of the property, because if we need to add adjustments for the property type, there's unusable property back there in terms of that downslope. And I think if you look at page 28, you can't see it, but I'm really down low on the left-hand side, and I look really small, just to show like how much of a downslope it is. So there's a considerable amount of backyard that's really unusable. That should also be an adjustment in addition to just the square footage I talked about.
Okay, got you. Okay, let me see if members of the board have questions. So, Mr. O'Keefe,
No questions right now. I want to hear from the county.
Mr. Smith.
Well, I know Anquin Forest in general, and you have Widgeon Way and Hoffmeister.
Yeah.
Is Hoffmeister in the development?
Yeah, it is, sir.
Is Herbert Lane in the development? Because those are comps used by the county. I just want to understand if they're all in the, because I know Anquin Forest is. I just don't know about Herbert Lane. It's the biggest appraisal the county used, highest number. I want to know if it's in the neighborhood or not.
Yeah, I don't know how to find the road names on here, but I'm
Yeah.
assuming that they are.
I'll
sir.
ask the county that question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Benson.
I want to hear the county this time.
Okay.
No
Mr.
questions.
Ashcraft? Okay, if you would, have a seat, and then we'll have the county to present, and I'll give you a chance for any final comments, okay?
And since this was asked, the comps and the informal letter were sent on March 19th by USPS.
Good.
Yeah, well, was built up.
Was
through
it
that.
certified receipt?
Theirs was built after the recovery.
Back-to-back days,
I'm back.
okay.
So to address the topographical issues. Well, first, the last question, all four are in the neighborhood.
Okay.
And if you look, if you're still on page 38 with the comps, or 39, you can see the land value for each of them is the same. So for the neighborhood, all the land value is on a lot basis, so they all have the same value throughout.
Yep.
And if you look along the street, there's
Similar.
they're
Oh,
all
yeah.
similar.
They all have the same
And
topo.
You can see if you
Ooh.
get further down.
It's worse.
They all have, it's a very hilly neighborhood.
Yeah.
A lot of them, the front yard is straight up, is steep to the front. So it's a common,
Yeah,
they don't have great.
all through
great
there.
yards.
Yeah,
They're all small, I believe.
small and slopey.
From they're short from the back porch down to the garden bed
Oh,
is
yeah.
20 feet. So therefore, we don't feel that the topo issues have a effect on the value. And then if you look, page 15, which were the 5 comps that they submitted, the homeowner submitted. There's 4 of them, the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th on Anklin Forest, Widgeon Way, and Hoffmeister. Those 3 are 2024 sales, so we use those 3 since they're going to be more accurate than the 2023, so we removed those. And then Comper also found another one on, so going to the report that I ran on page 39, the first comp is the Widgeon Way one that's a few doors down. That was their number 1 comp. Number 2 was one that Comper came up with, and it was also, since it was extremely close in adjustments, I included that one, and then 3 and 4 are the other 2 that were included on page 15 from the homeowner. So I did use those. Because they were very accurate sales that the homeowner submitted. And like you mentioned, we started out at 896, 200. The comparable report brought the value down to 831. And we believe the Comper report to be strong and accurate. And so we recommend an assessed value of 831.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Greco. Questions, Mr. Ashcraft?
Good job. No questions at all.
Mr. Benson?
No, good job. No questions at that point.
Mr. Smith?
I just happen to know this neighborhood from my banking days, and you had at that time, before the big recession, you have some houses that were built in 2005, 6 in here, and I know who built those homes. I don't know who built the homes after everything got redigested, if you know what I'm saying, in the real estate world. Were they comparable quality homes? Because I know the ones built before James Homes built those homes, and they were very, very nice homes. I don't know what got built after or who built them. Do you have any idea?
We have them rated the same
All the same?
quality.
Okay.
I'm not sure who the builder was.
Yeah, I'm not either, but I know a lot of things came in a little bit, let's say, less nice afterwards, in general, around for a few years. So I'm just trying to compare apples to apples. I know what the previous stuff was. I was very familiar with that, but I don't know about afterwards because I didn't do any of that work anymore.
That's the best I can answer your question.
Yeah.
We have them rated the same. But
You have them rated the same?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you.
Mr. O'Keefe?
No questions, thank
Okay.
Oh, I do have one more. You know, the home that's basically right down the street was 769. And the whole thing really bumped because of the Herbert Lane. You have 2 that really go high. You have 1 low, 2 high. then you get one down to 815. There's a huge range in here, you know, by your adjusted values.
Right.
And I don't know if you used them all equal weight, or did you use a higher weight on the
It's a
the
moving
nearest?
average.
It's a what?
It's a moving average, so it's weighted. So number one has by far the strongest weight, and then two, then three and four. So,
Yeah, because I look at number one, it's actually a few more square feet bigger house and bigger garage, and it's got the lowest number in here. And and it's a 10 of 24 sale. I mean, I just look at that, that's one of the newest, most current we can use sales, and it's the most comparable structure age-wise and size-wise, and actually a fraction bigger.
right.
What,
And it did get the most weight.
okay, I gotta ask you, Tom, what
He's on
page are you on?
39,
39.
Okay, I'm just trying to find, and you were saying which ones?
comp one,
Comp one.
it's right, basically, the neighbor.
And you said,
I mean, you look at it, it's
All
built
right.
basically the same time frame. It's a fraction bigger in the house and the garage, and has the lowest value in the comps. And that was one reason I asked about the quality, who the builders were or whatnot, because this was built in 13. The subject was built in 15, but this is that same time frame when we were redigesting out of the big recession.
Pretty close, though.
Right.
And I just say that because I know the ones before, the quality they were built were really nice. I'm surprised you have them at that quality, let's put it that way.
Okay.
The ones that are before, in the 06, 56 range. So-
but that sale that you said, is that the one that's 10, 11, 24, comp one?
Yeah,
And you're
and it's
saying
right
that
down the street.
it's right down the street,
It's bigger
it's bigger?
and has a bigger garage.
Okay. But you know for sure that's the same kind of house or a different house?
Well, I don't know who the builder, I was asking that question. But
And
it
what
was-
about the-
But it was built in the same time frame.
Okay, what about this house? The subject property was 8/17/217. And when did all this happen? You know, I'm not involved in the neighborhood. I don't know what you mean by that.
What I'm saying is the year built was, the subject's 215, the comp one is 213, so they're within 2 years of each other. And some of these other comps were built, the houses were built prior to the Great Recession. 10 years earlier.
Yeah, okay.
Effectively.
That's the
But-
knowledge I don't have.
But I know the quality of those homes was really nice. I just make
Okay.
that comment.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that knowledge that you had.
Well, you probably see that in some of the neighborhoods around the area you're in, that newer, depends how
Yeah,
the
I do know
economic
that.
cycle was, what got built, the quality
Okay.
that went in them.
Yep.
I just
I
looked
just
up,
make that as a comment.
Good.
I just looked up really fast. They're actually both built by the same builder. Essex.
What's that?
They're both built by Essex Homes, both of them.
There were Essex who did them.
Yeah. And I will note too, it's possible that First Sale is a little bit of an outlier. I just looked it up on MLS.
Essex is
It got a
nowhere
contract
near what
within
Jamie
24
was.
hours of it being on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're good. I got, I'm going this way, Mr. O'Keefe.
Good, thank you.
Okay, got you, Mr. Minchin?
Yeah.
Okay. We're good there. Thank you, Mr. Kirkhope.
Thank you.
Okay. Any final comments?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So referencing that comp one again, if that sales price is $769, that supports my concern that our tax assessed value is higher than the ability to actually sell the home
Well,
at that price.
yeah.
If that is adjusted sales price of $769,400, that well exceeds his tax assessed value of $831. So we're just asking that you have some consideration to lower the tax value.
Right, and
Even based on those facts.
yeah, and it's been lowered, and that, as explained by the county, that first comp, the one you're referencing,
Yeah.
that was given the most weight in the county's analysis. And like I say, we've had a lot of discussion on it, and we'll have additional discussions in deliberations. but, yeah.
Is there a way to pull up the tax map to see what their tax is?
Yeah.
Is there any way to?
My, we can, yeah, we'll do that during deliberations if we have questions on that piece.
So,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I was just gonna ask.
Go ahead, Mark.
Gentleman
Mark,
that was
go ahead.
doing the appraisals here, if he has a way to just pull it up real quick, I'll just take a picture of this and sit back down and wait for deliberations. I
Yeah.
don't take up your time, I
Oh,
respect it.
okay. But while you're here, before you leave, we'll get it looked at. Okay, somebody
okay.
from county staff can help you with that too.
Thank you.
Okay?
All right, I'm gonna call the next one, but then if you wanna take a break, because hearing
Yeah.
number 8 is for property key number 03108003C. That has been rescheduled to May 20th, so that will not be heard today.
Okay,
And then if you wanna take a 5
yeah,
right now,
that'll be good. So we'll take a 5-minute recess and reconvene in 5 minutes and get your mics off.
This next set is some serious jingle coming out now.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting back to order.
I got it quiet. Sorry, Mr.
That's
Chairman,
all
I'll
right.
take care of the
Being
noise
a
next
little
time.
noisy over there, aren't you?
He's our bearer of arms.
All right, we've called it back to order.
Yep, we're
Okay.
gonna get
All right.
started. We have hearing number 9. It is for property key number 09112009. The taxpayer is Saratoga SSDB Investments LLC. I'm gonna go ahead and call in hearing number 10 as well, because it is also the same taxpayer, Saratoga SSDB Investments LLC. That is gonna be for property key number 09112011. We'll talk about them together, but obviously you'll
Okay,
deliberate on them separately for value purposes.
good. Sounds good.
Good morning, this is the Riverside Apartments off Castle Drive. Walk-up Avenue, right here where the cursor is. And down the road is Monroe's Public Works area. This is
Okay.
walk-up north of Monroe, leaving town.
So leaving town,
Yes,
the
sir.
Monroe Center's on the left.
Yeah,
Yep,
northeast, I
yep,
guess, going towards Wingate.
yep.
Okay,
Maps on page 8.
got it.
Everybody good?
I think I got it located.
So it's 61 apartments over 2 parcels. The parcels are 09 and 11. So 9 has 41 bedroom apartments and 11 has 9 has 21.
Okay,
11 has 8, sorry.
So 8 and,
8 one-bedroom apartments, 9 has 21 two-bedroom apartments.
can we pull
21.
that thing out a little bit more? Just, yeah, well, right there, that's great. I just wanted to see where the property goes up at the top.
Yes, sir.
all right, and 11 has 8 one-bedroom or two-bedroom?
Yes, sir. 1.
8 one-bedroom. Okay? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Krishna Raghavlu. I am part owner of this property, and this is Manoj. He's also a partner. And we have Carol, who is our property manager.
Okay.
Who's managing the property.
Correct, okay.
So just to give you some background, we acquired this property in April of 2024 for $5 million. And since when we acquired it, the property was appraised at 1.2 million. And with the recent tax changes, the property was assessed at 6.2 million, which was about more than 5 times the original assessed value when we bought it. And then, since then, we appealed, and I thank the county, they reassessed at 5 million, which is lower than what, the original was priced at, but it is still 4 times the 1.2 that we purchased. So our main argument about this property is, while we purchased it at 5 million, it was purchased with a future in mind when it would eventually get there. Currently, just to give you a perspective on this property, the expenses are so high and the revenue is deteriorating due to the low tenancy, low occupancies, and high maintenance costs that we incurred last year, which was our first full year of the property operation. We incurred a losses of $137K on the property. So, for us, trying to keep at this point, when there is so much shortage of affordable homes and low income, catering to the low income population, we are trying to, barely make the ends meet. And with an increased tax of this scale, is only going to put us even at a bigger disadvantage to help us keep running the property until things improve and until it's stabilized. So if we continue with these kind of expenses, then we will have to go bankrupt and put the property up for sale. So it's a question of, survival for us. And I also have a couple of arguments. I did see the appraisal from the county, and it was, assessed for 2025. They looked at the numbers and said it's 367K as the net operating income. I'm referring to the pages 53 to 56. I think that's where, the assessment was done. So I just wanted to clarify that 367K, it does not include the 33K of insurance we pay. It does not include the 27,000 of property tax. It does not include the 160K of capital expenses that we incurred to repair the roads and the siding of the property. And it does not include the interest which we pay for the property. That is almost 225K. So if you just add all of this, it's basically going to negative for us of 137K. So our request is to, please take a look at this property from, what it's currently capable of producing from an income. We invested our money, we are not expecting anything back in return at this time. All we are trying to do is make the expenses meet so that we can continue to operate the property and cater to the low-income population.
Okay, understood. Are you ready for questions from the board at this time?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Benson.
What were your estimations when you acquired the property? What position, I guess, were you in when you acquired that property? Did you see that this was a workable deal?
So when we acquired, it was more in the range of 3 to 4 million. That is what our assessment was back then. But that was assuming, we had 90+% occupancy rates, low delinquencies, right? However, so we assume that we can increase the rents, we can improve the vacancies, and reduce the expenses and bring it to closer to 5 million. That's how we purchased it. But since then, it only has gone down. Our current occupancy is at 82%, and our delinquencies stand at almost $50,000 as active delinquencies, and I can show you the reports to you. So it has deteriorated even from the 3 to 4 that we assessed when we bought it to, it's not making any money. So I don't know what value we put to a property.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Smith.
I'm looking at on page 55, the income approach for Riverside's Village Apartments. You said that there was expenses that were not included in here, which were,
Taxes and insurance.
well, taxes and interest, but there was also repairs for the roads and whatnot.
Yes, so I have a couple of invoices. I saw the report much later, and by then it was already past the deadline. But I have receipts for $120,000 where we had to repair the roads and the siding last year.
Okay.
And which all came from our pocket because the property did not have the cash.
That would be a capital expense, I would assume.
Yeah, and there are a number of upcoming repairs in the form of roofs and plumbing.
Have you provided that to the county?
Not yet, as
Okay, I think that's important that you do that. That's my main question. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. O'Keefe.
No questions right now.
Mr. Ashcraft.
So you acquired the property in, what, April of?
24.
April of 24, and that's both parcels, correct? It was all in the same deal. And how much was that you acquired it for?
$5 million.
$5 million. And as our board member that brought up, maybe, what was your thing on the was it good faith that, you acquire this, you make a $5 million investment, basically is what you did?
Yep.
Did you not look at the records and what, the rents and the amount of cash flow and all that?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
So was there a problem in good faith by the seller? Did they promise, told y'all make more money and it didn't come in? Because I'm like him, I have to say, that's a big investment. Okay? $5 million is, so you would do some homework.
Yes,
right?
we did.
Okay.
We did homework, and that's why I think whatever we assumed the conditions have changed since we purchased.
I know, because it was at 92%
Yes.
occupancy.
Yes.
And now it's what, 80?
82 with a lot of
82.
delinquencies.
Okay.
So that's getting to almost in the 70 range, because they're not able to, even with 82, our collections have been problematic, and our property manager can speak to it. She's all the time attending.
But all these capital improvements you're talking about doing, so I'll understand, that's like, you bought it a year ago. Is that correct?
It's almost 2 years now, 24.
2 years? Okay. And y'all didn't see the roads being bad or anything, or what happened? Storm?
We did see them. They were,
Okay.
they were little damaged, and after we acquired, because of the rains, they got worse. So we had to repair them. We thought we
Yeah.
could wait for some more time.
Yeah.
And it got worse.
Okay. All right, that's good enough for me. Thanks.
Man, it looks like we've got pretty good data here on these income statements for 23 and 24. And,
My only request to the county is we acquired the property in middle of 24, so that the true reflection of the value would be in 25. That's when we operated the property full year. Anything before that, that data is, only partial that we own, and it has a lot of misleading.
yeah, but I would still assume that you based your purchase price and your due diligence on this data in 23 and 24.
23 alone, not.
Yeah, but you owned and operated for the better part of 24.
Yes.
And it looks like the net income per these statements was a positive 278.
I want to clarify the same thing there too. It doesn't include the insurance, it doesn't include the property tax,
Yeah.
and all the mortgage we paid, which is,
Well, it doesn't, yeah, it wouldn't include the mortgage anyway. You wouldn't, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you
get it.
service the mortgage after the net income, so.
That is correct.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any additional questions till we hear from the county. Let me hear from the county, and then, does anybody else in your party have anything they want to say before we move on to the county's comments? And then we'll,
Thank you, Carol Bradley, and we manage the property.
Okay.
Just to clarify that, I mean, we all know, it's no secret, we are in a housing crisis. So they are gracious enough to agree to try to provide housing for everyone, and within reason, obviously. A huge impact was when the government funding to a lot of our agencies ended, and that hurt a lot of people. So, we work with the Crisis Assistance Ministry, trying to maintain the tenants that can, work as well to help, keep them in there. We work with the ones coming from domestic violence situations, we work with the veterans associations, and we work with Housing Collab out of Charlotte. They're actually coming here, and they pay for a lot of tenants as well, but it's minimal. And just to speak, when they're talking about CapEx, they're not putting Carrera marble in here, so the expenses are not, they're not inflated at all. It is what is necessary to make it livable and good and safe for all of the tenants.
okay.
But yes, there has been a higher, once the moratorium was lifted, it's been a higher eviction rate. It is a higher turnover area. So, but it is, that's our plan, is try to get it better. But that tax bill, that was a major impact to them.
Right. Understood.
And
Hold on just a second. Mr. Benson has a question.
Her words brings up a new question for me, and that is, was part of your calculus when you purchased the property, the fact that you knew it was receiving those benefits from the government?
Yes, we knew, I think we didn't have all the details of what benefits it was, because it was more specific to the individual tenants. But what we were looking at the occupancies, and they were looking promising because they were in mid-90s or closer to. And so we thought we could maintain that or even get better at it, because that's how the market was. And that's when, what Carol was saying, is it started deteriorating, and we have not seen those kind of occupancies since then.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, Mr. Ashcraft.
So when y'all bought, in April, when y'all took it over, did you keep the rents the same as, the other property owner did? Or is it all decided by government? I don't know how this works. did you increase the rents? That's what some people do when they acquire property, is right off the bat, increase your rents to offset for your costs.
Right.
And then, in most situations, some people do move out because of the increase in rent. But see, I don't know that.
Right, so legally, when they're in a lease, you're not allowed to change the terms. So the ones that were in a lease.
When the
of
lease
course,
comes
exactly.
due, you can change the terms, or
With
you
proper
can't?
notice, correct. However, so there was not a, and I know what you're talking about, some of the properties, you know, that owners will take over, it's like, okay, notice them, and then next time it's such and
Yeah.
such. There was nothing like that that took place because
Right.
the previous owner had gradually already tried to get the rents closer to market rate, but this is still way under market rate.
Okay.
And actually, I think to increase occupancy, they had actually lowered a few. Same thing, we also accept HCV, which is Housing Choice Voucher, previously known as Section 8. Same thing, so it has to pass inspections, and then also it has to meet that requirement. So you can't say, oh, we're gonna charge $1,200, no, your average rate is this. And they actually take the data of, okay, these are the other units that are rented, this is their price, it has to be fair, and it has to be that same rate. So to answer your question, no, there was not a across-the-board hike. If someone was there for 20 years paying $300, they probably got an increase of $100, but no, it wasn't a jump from $300 to $800.
So in Section 8, that thing you're talking about, does the government send y'all checks?
Yes.
Okay, and the tenant doesn't have to pay for any,
Well,
I mean, I don't know how that
Right,
works.
so it's based on the individual tenant situation.
And they
So-
can pay, like, if it's 1,000, the
Exactly,
government might pay, what, 500?
right, and they have
And give it straight to
reevaluations.
y'all with the check, and then you got to get your other 500 from the tenant.
Correct.
And how much of your business is in cash? Do y'all,
Well-
take cash?
No, we don't do any cash.
Okay, that's good, because I was just wondering.
For our own safety, we don't
Yeah,
accept
I think
cash.
it's smart not to. So that's where you are right now, is you've kept the rent the same since when you acquired it. And people are still leaving due to the government not picking up on the cost,
Right,
correct?
right. And we'll
And
say
some
that
of them had to
government-
move out because the government's not helping pay. I assume that's what it is. Okay. I'm good. I
Okay.
just wanted to clarify.
Thank you, Ms. Bradley. Okay. All right, and if you would have a seat, and we'll hear from the county, and then we'll give you a chance for any final comments.
All right, let me clarify the apartment count. I'm sorry I misled the situation earlier. On parcel number 9, the larger parcel, we have 40 one-bedroom, 21 two-bedroom.
40.
Yeah, 41 bedrooms, 21 two-bedrooms.
Okay, 'cause
Okay.
yeah,
And
okay.
then on parcel number 11, which is the smaller parcel right here in the
Yep,
southwest corner, it has 8
one
one-bedroom
bedroom.
apartments.
All right.
Okay. So as you've heard, that the property was purchased in April of 2024 for $5 million. We had the original value at $6.2 million. We've lowered it to the sale price, the purchase price. They have sent in for income information for 23, 24, and 25. You'll see that summary on page 57. Along with our sales comparison, which includes 9 sales of similar properties in the Charlotte metro area, not including Charlotte. So our original tax value was $6.2 million. Their income from 23 supports a value of 5.4, 24, 7.1, and then last year, 6.2 million, which is where we were to begin with. We do not include property tax, mortgage, debt service. The capital expense that he's talking about, I would have expected to see that on the income statement, which is on page, starts on page 28. They have capital expense on page 30, but it doesn't total the number that they were speaking of for the road. So obviously, capital expense would have been included, but we feel that the income and the sales support the county's value of $5 million, which was the purchase price, and that's what we're asking the board to uphold.
So through your income approach, You pretty much used the data that was furnished by the taxpayer.
Yes, sir.
No major adjustments
No, sir.
from it except for
No,
what
sir,
you
they
spoke
provided
of.
Income and expense, I just removed the stuff
Yeah,
that's
'cause
not allowed.
looking through, I mean, I was looking through it real quick. I mean, there's no large capital expenditures in here that would be capitalized versus
You
expense.
can see the individual summaries on the preceding pages, beginning with page 53. That's the income for 23. And on 54, 24, but
Yeah, wait a minute.
25 is the most relevant.
Let me get it. Okay. Okay, questions for the county, Mr. Ashcraft?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay. Mr. Benson?
I'm good.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
So you have not received the additional expenses that the appellant has
No, sir, I
said
would
there
expect
is?
them to be on there.
If you received it, would you consider it?
No, sir, they're not on the income statement.
They're not on the income statement, which is problematic
It
from
is
that point of view.
problematic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because and the cap you're using is 5.9?
Yes, sir.
Is that the county standard rate for these
For
properties?
this property, yes, sir.
Yeah. For just this property or all properties similar
Similar
to this?
in quality to this apartment complex.
Okay. That is I am fine.
Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. One question I have, and I'm still in my mind here because dealing with the income approach.
Yes, sir.
We're as of 1/1/25, so like next year, are they able to submit financials for 26? You know, I'm looking like going forward. For
I don't-
consideration, can that be the same, or are they,
Similar to a residential property.
so they're held
Yes, sir.
right now to these income statements really
That's
for,
correct.
for 24 and 25. And what happens
We
is,
do look at it to see if there's a trend.
yeah,
Obviously, we're not trying to gig anyone.
Right.
We're trying to go in the best interest of both parties.
Yeah.
So we will look at it to see if there's a trend,
right.
but the numbers support where
Yeah, to that point, and kind of to the taxpayer's point, I mean, if the funding fell off significantly and that revenue falls off significantly in 26, is there consideration there for them or not? Or they still,
That might be above my pay grade.
yeah, or does it come back to us?
No,
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't.
Yeah, I
We
mean-
shouldn't have anything to do with
Right.
it, in my
That-
opinion.
That's,
It's not our problem.
can't use it
Right.
till the rebound.
Yeah, till the
Okay.
next
Till the
20.
next rebound.
Like Donnie just said, it's just like a residential property.
Same
You know,
thing.
Our values are stuck at the reappraisal date, to
Still-
the next reappraisal date.
Stop date,
Yes.
1/1/25, their
Right.
data date,
Right.
1/1/25 or before.
And
That's-
it would be the same if values went up, you know,
I know.
if, you know, the rents went up 20%, we're not gonna
Right.
adjust to that until 29, which is our next reappraisal date.
Right, okay. Thank you. Just wanted to get that clarified, okay. Mr. Benson,
I am good, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Smith, Mr. O'Keefe? Good. Everybody's good? Thank you, Mr. Ziegler. Okay. Any final comments?
Yeah, I wanted to provide a couple of clarifications based on what was presented. The first one being, it is only 61 units, it's not 69. I had clarified it earlier. One of the parcel has 50, I think it's got 49 and 12 units, so it's 61 units, and we can validate it offline.
Yeah, we're showing 61 units, I think, on parcel 2009, and if I remember right, 8 units on 2011.
Together is 61.
Together, all together
All
at
together is
61. Mr. Ziegler, you show it the same way?
Give me just a second.
Okay.
If you look at page 57, on the very top, you have the two parcels on each parcel count. So it's 53 on parcel 1 and 8 on parcel 2, so a total of 61.
So, okay.
There you go.
So we got the same number. Okay.
So that was one, the number. The second clarification I wanted to say was, the reason the capital expenditures, I have the receipts and I can present it and can validate it. The reason it's not there in the income statement is because the income the property management did not have the funds to fund that, so the owners, the investors had to fund it. So it came from a different source, and that's why it was not reflecting in that statement. But they were genuine expenses with the, with all the details of the payments and bank statements and everything we can submit it.
Okay.
For the 120K capex, that was one. And the third point I wanted to say was, on the cap rates, I did hear 5.7 as the cap rate. Just wanted to, this is a 40-plus-year-old home requiring significant amount of capital expenditures. And just the financing you get on these kind of properties is like 7% at least minimum. And for that, if you evaluate at 5.7, the investors have to come up with the remaining, 1.3% extra from their pocket. So please take that into consideration as you look at the cap rates, because that does not reflect the reality, and I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
We're gonna go to hearing number 11. This is gonna be for property key number 07075013B. The taxpayer is Idlewild Apartments LLC, and there are some representatives here today.
Okay, this is the Aria Apartments. We're at the intersection of Idlewild and 485, right behind the Harris Teeter Shopping Center. Access is off Idlewild Road. At the edge of the world.
Edge of the county.
it is.
Got you. Okay.
It's on two parcels, right? So the parcel highlighted is 13B. The remainder of the apartments are on 13C. But we have all of the value for this apartment complex on 13B. And we saw that several times last
Yep.
year.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Felix Singh, and I appreciate the board and county members' time.
Okay.
We would like to challenge the county's value based on two primary points. One is that just given the date of the value.
Closer to the mic, mate. Yeah, okay.
Just given that the valuation date was January 1st, 2025, at that point, our property did not have a single CO and therefore no income generation. The county did use a fully stabilized income model for their appraisal. And so the first point being is just if we are valuing this as of January 1st, 2025, we had no COs, no residents, no income coming in. This is a truly under construction property, and therefore my assumption would be the value is tied to the value of the land and the cost of the improvements that were just vacant buildings. At that time, actually, 3 of the buildings, which account for 156 units, and therefore 57% of the property had not even started construction as of January 1st, 2025. That is my first and primary point, but if we are to use a stabilized income model, I do have some points that I would like to ask the county to consider. And those start with really the vacancy and revenue assumptions that are applied to the stabilized income model that the county is using. Again, as of January 1st, there was no income, but if we are to use a income value model, then our vacancy that the county is using with collection loss is at 6.3%. If you look at page 25 of my submission, you'll see what market vacancy stands for at nearby comparable properties and also in the Union County submarket for similar multifamily properties. Page 27 also applies shows what effective rents would be after netting concessions, showing concession percentages that range from 12 to frankly 19% in terms of total concessions being offered off of market rent. And then page 28 is the actual rent roll from the property Again, I provided this year because the rent roll as of January 1st, 2025 would not have shown any tenants, but for this year, it'll show you what our per unit effective collected rents are before any expenses for each unit type. The county is using market rents as opposed to effective rents that are collected, and therefore it is our position that the total revenue annual revenue that the county is using is being overstated by approximately $500,000 as a result of this. And then lastly, I heard Mr. Ziegler's opinion on the cap rate. We have a slightly different opinion. We have on page 26, I've provided what our appraised cap rate is. We understand that the county has its standards that it must follow, so I won't hang my hat on that one, but
Okay.
I'd ask the county to consider the timing of the valuation, where the property stood in practice, and then some of my feedback, just given what stabilized conditions would look like if we are to adhere to those.
Okay. And get some clarification on the county when they present, probably just a different set of circumstances altogether since this was new construction. So, Mr. Ashcraft.
How much of the apartment complex was completed by 1/1/25 that you know of?
0%. We did not have a single CO.
You didn't have, I understand you didn't have anybody renting it out. I'm talking about building wise. I mean, when did you start building it?
We started building at
Okay.
the middle of, or towards the end of actually 2023. That was when we started site work.
So there was some work being done over those 2 years. That's what I was saying. How much, as far as the buildings are concerned, did you have on 1/1/25?
I would, at our first.
90% done, 30%, 50% of these apartments? I don't know.
I would,
I'm not familiar with.
40, I would say.
Here's a list of CEOs.
That's perfect, yeah, so as of 1/1, what I was just presented with, this has the CO dates for each building. Again, these are all.
Okay, that's
accurate.
good. I'll get it from the county. Thanks.
But to answer your question, it would be
Yeah.
about 30% of
30%.
construction was completed.
Thank you.
Okay. Good, good. Mr. Benson?
I work for the county, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Mr. Smith?
Yeah, I hear what your problem is. I'll hear from the county where we get,
Mr.
where
O'Keefe?
we're gonna get to.
Okay, Mr. Singh, let's hear from the county, and then I'll give you a chance for any final comments after they present, okay?
Thank you.
So the sheet I just handed out is a list of the buildings they built and when they received a CO from the Union County Permitting Office. And then a breakdown of bed counts for each. So this parcel was completed materially last year in 2025. And like with every other property in the county, we value them as they sit on January 1st of the next year. Okay, so until it was 100% complete, it was under the cost approach. That's how we value anything under construction. And we have applied percent complete based on the progress of the construction. Once the project materially completed. Now, you will see that 6 retaining walls, a clubhouse, and a pool were not completed until 2026, or maybe even more. Several retaining, there are 2 retaining wall permits, a clubhouse and the pool. The clubhouse and the pool are part of the amenity package and are important to the property, but we're not recognizing rent from those in our analysis. So, once this property completed on January 1st of this year, we applied the income approach, which is what we do for apartment complexes. So it transferred from cost to income. And we have no mechanism for concessions. If Reverend Benton builds a home and it's completed on February 1st, and it's exactly the same as Mr. Ashcraft's home that he completes on December 1st, and they're side by side in the same neighborhood, in the same township, they're going to pay the same tax. They're going to be assessed at the same exact level. We cannot treat the apartment complex any different. They went from cost to income, We completed in 25. Like everything else, we went to 100% complete value.
Okay. Questions? Mr. Smith?
So you went to 100% complete value, but then for January 1 of '26, you go to the income approach?
Well, yeah, we left the cost behind and went to the income approach.
Okay. And the income approach is if fully loaded, fully rented.
No, sir, it's if fully complete. We can't, it's if fully complete. We can't treat it, we can't.
You said it's fully complete and you went from the cost approach
To the income approach.
to the income approach.
Right.
And the income approach, what assumptions do you have? Because then
The
it's,
same assumptions we derived for the 25 reval that were approved by the county commissioners, the same rates we've been using for the last year. All of these rates were derived for the 25 reval. They
so,
were
so you use the
vetted
rates
from-
of occupancy and cap rate
I'm
is
sorry?
the same
I'm
for
sorry?
everybody. Occupancy.
For this quality of an apartment.
For this
yes, sir.
quality apartment,
Yes,
you
sir.
have a set
They
one.
have, yeah, we have a 1-bedroom rate, a 2-bedroom rate, and a cap. Yes.
Oh, you set, there is a set expected rate, is
Yes.
what you're saying.
Mhm.
And it,
For this quality of apartment. Each
For-
quality has a different one.
so we're assuming what the rent's gonna be, correct?
Absolutely.
So it may or may not reflect reality. I'm just saying that.
My reality is January 1, 2025. Just like when you build a house in this year, we're setting that house value as the way it was
Yeah.
on January 1st, 2025. We're not valuing it on January 1, 2026 or 27. We're valuing it as our last reval. And that's what I'm doing with this one.
But on an income approach, there is actual real numbers every year.
Okay.
For
There-
appraisal in the tax office, we are bound by the reval.
And you can't.
But I thought we were moving to the income approach.
Yeah.
That's what the
We moved to
confusion
the
is for
income
me.
approach for the revaluation cycle, but those variables stay the same. We don't look at the 25 income and change it for 26. We don't look at 26 and change it for
I
27.
know you look at.
The
base
assumptions stay the same for the whole cycle.
Since they didn't have tenants.
Right.
At 1/1/25, it's the county data.
It's the model.
You're gonna use the model
Yes.
as if it was.
And that model was determined by an independent third-party firm
And it-
that the county contracted with.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
and it's based
So this is a whole different.
all apartments in the county, correct? They're all
Yeah.
under the same rule.
But then there's levels. You have set levels. This is what is expected.
Yeah. And really, they can't submit additional financial statements
Until the next reval.
They can
Submit them, yeah.
We have to go back and look at it in the context of the scheduled values for 2025 and the models that are in effect.
Right, right. Gotcha.
It made it more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Could I
You
clarify
do
just
that
a little
quite
bit?
well.
Yeah,
So
I'm with you now, but I
we're-
might not be next week, so.
Each year, we're valuing every property as of January 1st.
Right.
So, but we're using market data based on January 1st, 2025 for the next 4 years. But we're still valuing it as of that day. So if a disaster happens and a building gets knocked down, we'll, on that next January 1st, we'll adjust for that physical change.
Right,
But our market values are always going to be based on January 1st,
Gotcha.
2025.
gotcha.
My
Since
question
this
then,
one actually changed before January 1st, 26, we had to change it from cost to income because a physical change had happened. It was complete. So now it actually has potential income.
it has potential income.
And so we're using the market to evaluate that potential income using other properties.
Even if the potential income's never reached or
Correct.
even reached in any degree.
Right.
Like the thing's 50% rented and that's it. You're
But
still-
I would say
You're
most.
saying potential.
Most things are bought using income as potential, not necessarily always actual.
Yeah.
Good point.
But I know from the banking world,
Yeah.
we looked at actuals quite hard. And then there was projected.
That's a different environment.
Yeah.
I know it is, I know it is.
Than
I'm just
county,
saying, I'm looking
yes.
at my mentality
Yeah.
of how I look at things.
Was
Have looked at
that
things.
back in 208 when we had the financial crisis?
Before and
You know,
after.
After it?
I did before and after, I guarantee
do
you.
too.
Good,
And I dealt with plenty of regulators up to
I
the,
guarantee it.
to the feds, so you know that game.
Mr. Benson, so I got you, Mr. Ashcraft?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Mr. Benson?
I just want to understand, that's all I want to do is understand. Because this, y'all have changed this, that's what I want to fully understand.
So basically, to hit the nail on the head, rather people are in the apartments or not, the fact that they are completely finished and sitting on
Ready to
the
use.
land, they are assessed as if someone is in the apartments.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Based on market rent, based on
Based on-
market vacancy, yeah.
Yeah.
From the revow and that third-party person that makes sure everything is even, I guess, across the board. All right, I just
I
wanted
understand.
that,
Yeah.
I just wanted that kind
We had
of
to be educated, didn't we?
bottom line deal. I'm good.
Okay, Mr. Smith, I think you're good, right?
No, I'm good. I needed to be educated
Yeah,
on the
well, I
change
think
and
all of
how
us
it
did.
works.
All of us need to be refreshed on that, I think. Mr. O'Keefe?
Good.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, before you close this out, the petitioner knows that.
I believe so. I stated in the emails that our value was as of 1/1/25.
As of 1/1/25, occupied or not?
I never said occupied or not.
No, it's
I'm
values.
sure I didn't say that.
It's values.
No, I know what I'm
Value-
asking.
I told him his value was based on our numbers as of 1/1/25.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ziegler. Mr. Singh, you have any final comments? Okay.
Just now understanding a little bit about the county's process, my only request would be to consider what the class of apartment community this was on 1/1/25. On 1/1/25, again, we only had 30 to 40% of the construction complete. There were still forklifts moving up and down the road, building other buildings. There was a strong noise deterrence. The clubhouse was not complete, and I understand that the county does not give credit to amenities for rents, but I would challenge that because if you tell my tenants that they don't have a pool or gym or a coffee center or business center, that would impact my rents. And then lastly, just understanding that even the class of, for 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms, the rents that are being assumed on 1/1/25, I would just like to, going away from the actuals, which are definitely lower, and I have presented that, on 1/1/25, this was not a newly built, completed Class A community. This was largely a construction site. And so we had to give tenants significant discounts to account for the, frankly, construction nuisance that they had to deal with, traffic, et cetera. So I would just say that if this is being compared to which it looked like it was, a completed Class A community that had been operating for 4 years and everything's in place, this was different. We had limited buildings and limited level of finish.
Yeah. And I'll ask, I know Mr. Ziegler has the next case on the agenda, but if you've got time to stay, maybe he can clarify some of your questions. If it gets into too much dialogue, he may need some time to put that together for you, but I'll ask him if he would mind maybe clarifying maybe that first point on the percentage complete at 1/1/25 to make sure everybody's on the same page there, along with your other questions too.
Happy to stay, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. And that'll be, I don't know what his schedule's like, but he has the next case on the agenda as well, okay? So,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, that'll take us to hearing number 12. This is for property key number 06201008C. This is for Kohl's Department Store, and there is a representative.
Okay. It's not but one Coles in Union County, is it?
Yeah, I'll pull it up for
Just about in Mecklenburg.
you. It is. So we're at Tom Short on Ray Road, again, super close to the edge of the world. Just down the road from Longview Country Club.
I know where it is. Everybody good?
Good.
Yes, sir,
Yep,
Mr.
I know where
Chairman.
Coles
Know,
Thank you, Mr. Ziegler.
know exactly where it is.
All righty, and then who do we have on behalf of Coles?
You're sitting in the highest demographic area in the county.
And I imagine all this has been checked in with the clerk's office, the clerk's side of it. Okay, okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us here
Okay.
today and hearing us out.
Can you just state your names for the record?
Sure.
please?
I'm Dan Zazali from Carter and English, representing the taxpayer, and I have with me today a appraisal expert, Cal Morgan. This is a, this property is currently assessed at 11 million. It was assessed in 2021 at 8 million. The parties agreed to that number, and I actually included the resolution from this board at the $8 million number. That's included in our packet. And when I refer to a page, should I refer to the page in the book or the page in our submission? What's more helpful?
Probably the page in the book, because we're looking at page numbers, which primarily would be the red numbers at the bottom center. Sometimes they're black.
Got it. Okay. So pages 127 to 128, you'll see, page 127 is the order from the board setting the assessment at 8 million. And then the next page, 128, is simply just the calculation to show the 38% increase from 2021 to 2025, which is why we're here today. The way to value this property, it's an income-producing property. It's a Kohl's. The North Carolina law has been very clear that the income approach is the best way to value this type of property. We did cite this case law. It's page 112 in the book, and it's our submission at page 23. There's various cases from the Court of Appeals, and just to quote one, which is pretty much quoted in all of the cases we cited, it is generally accepted that the income approach is the most reliable method in reaching the market value of investment properties, and that was for a Lowe's. And this general case law was upheld very recently by the Property Tax Commission in an Ashley Furniture case, and that was also upheld by the Court of Appeals in 2024. So being that, we hired an outside expert, Mr. Cal Morgan. Cal is a former property tax commissioner. He sits on the North Carolina appraisal board, and he's appraised over 100 big box properties in his career. And I'm going to turn it over to him to go through his analysis.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, good morning.
Yeah. Still there.
So again, my name's Cal Morgan. I'm a North Carolina certified general MAI appraiser. So I think I heard, so my appraisal starts, I think, on page 91. I'm just gonna flip through it and go through some things, so I just wanna make sure that I'm talking about the right page.
Yeah, let me, yeah, I see J.C. Morgan
Yes, sir.
cover, yep.
Okay, so the issue here on this appraisal is, or in this valuation, is estimating the difference in the fee simple value and the leased fee value. For ad valorem purposes, the state requires us to provide an estimate of market value of the fee simple interest. As everybody probably knows, the difference between fee simple and leased fee is a leased fee sale or leased fee value considers the lease in place at the time of sale. So if a property is leased to Kohl's or leased to McDonald's or whatever, those lease terms are considered in the valuation. We don't do that for property tax. We appraise the fee simple value, which means we assume no encumbrance, we use market rents, we use market-based cap rates, et cetera. The majority of these sales, which are department store sales, big box retail sales, they're leased fee sales. When they sell, 99 times out of 100, there's a lease in place. And to maximize values, the sellers typically execute new long-term leases, then market the properties for sale. They sell, you have a leased fee sales transaction. We can't use those without adjusting them when estimating the fee simple value. Therefore, when estimating the value of these property types, if you simply look at the sales prices of these leased fee transactions you're going to get an estimate of the least fee value. So the purpose of my appraisal report is just make the fee simple interest. So that being said, I'm just gonna briefly go through my appraisal report. Now, on page 91, my value estimated is $7,124,000. Now, in 2021, I appraised this property as of 1/1/21. Here we are, 1/1/25. So in 1/1/21, I appraised it for $6,946,000. $6,946,000, or $80 a foot. Now, in 1/1/25, my appraisal is $7,124,000. So I'm just gonna flip through some pages. Page 92 basically says the address, the site size, the building size, 86,000 plus square feet, built in 2011. 93 is an aerial, pretty similar to the one that's up there. 94 is zoomed out. 95 are some images of the property. Page 96 is, so I've provided what's called a restricted appraisal report. It's the most concise appraisal report appraisers by North Carolina law are allowed to produce. And so these are just some of the requirements that we have to put in the appraisal report. I'll just point to the bottom where it says the assessed value is just over $11 million. So, turning to page 97. So this is where I start my income approach. There's several steps in the income approach. 5 of them. 1, you estimate the PGI, or you estimate the rent. 2, you deduct the vacancy and expenses. Or that's 3. Number 4, you estimate the cap rate. And number 5, you divide the NOI by the cap rate, and it gives you the value. So step 1, we're going to estimate the market rent. Here's a table you see in the middle of the page. It has 12 rent comparables on it. Comps 1 through 8 are all Kohl's properties. I think they're all located in North Carolina. And they indicate rents of $5.84 a foot to $8.68 a foot. And you can see the lease dates, 22, most of them are in 22, we have 2 in 24 and 2 in 25, February 2025. And then we have 4 lease comps under there, I wanted to add some that weren't Kohl's. The average of all the data is just over $7 a foot. So based on this information, I estimated a market rent for the subject property of $7.50. Step 2, apply to 5% vacancy. Step 3, I think I did 5% for expenses. And then step 4.
You have 2 more minutes.
Okay, step 4 is I go through the cap rate, I estimate the cap rate. And what this is a table of cap rate sales of Kohl's properties. They're listed, as you can see in the far right, they're listed as years remaining on the lease at the time of sale. Because it's commonly known, I'm going to talk fast now. It's commonly known in real estate that everything being equal, a property with a longer lease term will sell for higher than a property with a shorter lease term. It provides more security to the investor. So I'm going to flip to the next page. Here's a larger table. Big box properties listed all over the southeast. The years remaining on the lease are on the right side. This is graphed in the table below, and it shows a trend line of how the remaining lease term impacts the cap rate. So in determining a fee simple cap rate, I have to estimate, okay, about what time frame remaining on the lease at the time of sale is appropriate for fee simple. My opinion, based on my research, is 3 to 5 years. Anything less than that, you're kind of getting into the dark store theory, vacant store, and this is not a vacant store, it's not even close. Anything more than that, the purchase price is heavily influenced by the credit rating of the tenant, which becomes more of a bond than it is the valuation of the real estate. So I pick an 8.25% cap rate, supported on the next page by some tables or some surveys. And then on 101, there's it all worked out. And it comes to a value of $7.124 million. I would like to reference in appraisals, test of reasonableness, we use them all the time, checks and balances. On page 101, that the assessed value of $11 million equates to a cap rate of 5.3%. If you turn back to page 99 in that table, there's not a 5.3% cap rate in that whole table. So it is, in my opinion, if anything, it's valued as a lease fee property with lots of time on that lease. but it kind of proves the test, it's the property's overvalued for $11 million.
Just very, very quickly, I just want to just add one quick thing. In our packet, you'll see at page 115, there was a study done by Citus AMC to basically a paired sale analysis to see what a proper property rights adjustment would be when you're looking at a lease fee sale in terms of term remaining. As you'll see there, they show in their paired sale analysis that it could be anywhere from 2 to 10% with an average of 6% per year of lease term remaining. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all very much. Good information there. Good information. So, questions for the appellant? Mr. Benson?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, to the appraiser, as I listen to you and your, as the movie Mr. Deeds, your wonderful research, where do you feel that the county's calculations went astray of yours?
Sure, it's very easy. So counties typically go to the market, CoStar, and other sources to pull sales data. When they pull sales data of Kohl's, names of other places, Walgreens, all those things, they all sell with leases in place. And as I mentioned, when these owners go to sell their property, they typically extend the leases with the tenants prior to sale to maximize value, because the longer the lease term at the time of sale, the higher the value. So if myself or anybody, the county goes to these various sources, CoStar is a very popular one, and we pull all these sales, we have all these sales prices, they are all indicating the lease fee interest. An appraiser must take the next step, and you have to adjust the property for property rights, which is the difference, which is the impact that lease is having on the property. Now, once you make that adjustment, you can apply it to the sales price, and then you will have your adjusted price, which is equivalent to the fee simple. I can give you an example of this. On page 99 of my appraisal report, in that table, so that's a table of sales and it's a cap rates, and as I mentioned, they're listed based on how many years are remaining on the lease. Well, the one highlighted in yellow, this is appraisal nerd stuff. The one highlighted in yellow, it's the same property that sold twice. It's the Lowe's in Concord, North Carolina. The first sale occurred in 2016. It had 3.5 years remaining on the lease at the time of sale. So it sold with an 8.8% cap rate. And again, the higher the cap rate, the lower the value. So again, it sold with 3.5 years remaining on the lease for an 8.8 cap rate. Go down to number 17, the other yellow one. It's the same property, the same exact property. The buyer who acquired the property in 2016 extended the lease and resold the property. Nothing changed except for the lease term. And he sold it with 10 years remaining on the lease for a 6.1% cap rate. That's a 31% difference in value, and that equates to about 4.7% per year. So when you make a property rights adjustment, if there's, say, 5 years remaining on a lease, let me rephrase that. If there's 10 years remaining on the lease, and you think a fee simple is somewhere between 3 and 5, I'll just use 5, you would take the 5-year difference and multiply it times that 4.72, and that would give you your property rights adjustment. And that's the step that was left out, in my opinion, by the county.
Thank you.
I'm sorry to go on.
No, that's it for me, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
So where we are with this basically is a cap rate differential, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. This is owned by Kohl's Stores, Inc. itself, who
Correct.
actually is the occupier.
Correct.
It's not held by a third party or even a subsidiary of Kohl's, correct?
Correct.
So in theory, there is no lease,
That's
correct?
correct.
It's all internal transfer. I would, you know what if they load overhead or something in
So
for
they
to that store.
built this property and own this property.
Right. So there is no effective lease. So how do you calculate a term?
Sure. So
Other than you say, other people do this, this, or this, this is a company-owned store, therefore, there's an inherent lease, basically forever, as long as they want to occupy the structure.
So we appraised a market value. In the definition of market value, you assume a hypothetical sale. So if this property were to sell, how would it sell? These properties sell, this, Lowe's, Home Depot's, all these, they often develop their own properties and then sell them to investors. They're called sale leasebacks. You've
Right.
probably heard of them. So if this property were to sell, there's not another Kohl's out there. There's not another company that has buildings that look like Kohl's. They would have to sell it as a sale leaseback to an investment group who would, you know, require a 10 or 15-year lease be put on the property at the time of sale.
Right.
And then it would, then from then on out, be a
So whatever that lease term would dictate
Yes, sir.
how the whole thing goes, but we don't have that to go
That's
with here.
correct. So, yeah, that's the challenge.
Yeah,
in
that is the
estimating
challenge
fee
here.
simple value on these type of properties.
Yeah.
Because they never sell fee simple.
Right. I got you.
Okay, Mr. O'Keefe?
I'm good, thanks.
Mr. Ashcraft?
Mr. Smith, that was a good point to bring up. It helped me a lot. No, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
What about my question? No.
I already forgot yours.
Y'all would have a seat. We'll hear from the county, and I will give you a chance, you know, for any rebuttal comments you'd like to make.
Good job.
Good
Good.
job.
Our current tax value is $11,041,300, $127 a foot. On page 18, you'll see that we have 11 sales of similar type properties. Not all of them are pulled from this package, but they are similar type. And on page 23, I have sales across the country. All full stores, I think. Both of these analysis indicate a sales price of $139 or $142 a foot. So we value this parcel based on the cost approach. We only have two segments that are under the income approach currently. We're working towards moving our valuation towards the income approach, but only apartments and hotels are under income right now as of the last reval, so everything else is valued on the cost. So to support the cost, we have sales, and that's what I've provided.
Okay. Questions, Mr. Ashcraft? I'll start with you.
So do you do that with all the other commercial properties we have around?
Yes, sir.
All throughout the county?
Walmart, yep, those.
Yeah, and name it?
They're all under cost.
Okay, I don't have any questions. They're based on the same fact.
Mr. Benson?
The same question I asked the other team. You know, where do you feel their calculations are skewed?
They didn't consider the cost approach, and that's where we're at. He didn't, he kept it in his work folder, it wasn't explained. I don't think the client wanted it for whatever reason. I guess these, from their position, they're trading it on an income approach, and I can understand that. But not looking at the income approach, I don't know where their number seems egregiously low. If in 2021, the appraisal came in at 6.9 million, and now we're just at a new appraisal or request of 7.1. I think this Kohl's at the edge of Longview Country Club in Marvin, North Carolina, at the edge of whatever is on the other side in Mecklenburg County, is worth more than $300,000 over 4 years. It's appreciated more than
Thank you.
that.
Mr. Smith?
In your sales, on 23, your sales comp analysis references a 7% cap rate. Is that kind of what I'm assuming?
That's what I would assume as well.
Okay, which is not far off, I don't think, of what they were looking at. They were looking at something slightly higher, but
But yes, again, though.
but not, I know, we're not looking that way, but there's still, it still does imply back to the sales price on any property, all these things that you looked at.
Yeah, absolutely.
It
Sales price
indicates that way.
what it's making.
Yep. Okay. Now, I know where I am. Thank you.
Mr. O'Keefe?
Again, just to make sure I understand, you're coming at it
from one angle, they're coming at it from another angle, we're winding up at a different spot. But the way that the county currently analyzes and values these properties is through the cost approach.
That's correct.
That's the one you've used. They've reached an evaluation based on an income approach. Just to make sure I understand. That's all I got. I just want to make sure I understand that. What we have to use, is my understanding, the same process that's used for every other comparable type
Yes, sir.
situation, which is the cost approach. That's what we're using in Union County on January 1, 2025.
For this type of property.
Thank you.
I do have one question. As he's furnished a restricted appraisal, I'm assuming that appraisal has more than just one approach in it. Did we only get parts of it, or did you get the
I
full?
received the same thing that's in the package.
Okay, I'll ask the, okay, yeah. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Ziegler.
Yes, sir.
Any final comments? See, I've got a question or two as well, so, yeah.
Sure. We did analyze, we were provided the sales after we submitted our paperwork, and we analyzed those sales. It's just a one-page chart. Could I submit this to you?
Yeah, and I reckon it kind of gets back to my question on this restricted appraisal. Is it also, was there also a market and cost approach with it? I know you weighed your decision on the income approach, but were there other approaches used with this analysis? I mean,
Yes, so I'll let Mr. Morgan speak for
Okay.
himself, but what I will say is he did not prepare a cost approach. We tried 2 Lowe's cases in Gaston County before the Property Tax Commission in 2019, going into 2020. The Property Tax Commission specifically said that the cost approach is not the proper way to value those properties, which, by the way, were both owned Lowe's. They're just like this Kohl's. And they said that the income approach, and to a lesser extent the sales approach, were the proper ways to look at it, and they acknowledged that property rights adjustments would have to be made on lease fee sales. So this is a well-established law that the cost approach is not the proper way. That's what the Court of Appeals has held, and that's what the Property Tax Commission has upheld very recently. So that's why a cost approach wouldn't be done here, because it wouldn't be probative of value. And we do think that you have the ability to render a decision based on the income approach, which is the proper way to value this property. But I'll let Mr. Morgan speak on the approaches he used.
okay.
So, in my 2021 appraisal report, it was only the sales comparison approach.
Right.
And, because I know I only had 10 minutes, so
Yeah.
I can't go through all these approaches.
Well, no, I mean, we're in another phase of it now, so we're good here, okay.
So in my 2021 appraisal, I only did the sales comparison approach, and I did an income analysis, and I maintained it in my work file.
Yeah.
And I made sure, they both support each other. This time, I only did the income approach and had sales data in my work file to back it up. The sales comparison approach is 100% influenced by the property rights adjustment.
Yeah.
So they're kind of linked together.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
So the income approach, in my opinion, Court of Appeals, all that stuff, not for all property types,
Yeah.
but for this property type.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your
Yeah.
question.
It does, it does.
Yes, and Mr. Morgan reviewed the county sales as well, so if you could just explain what you think.
So now I'm stuck on page numbers. What page number is this going to be right here?
Mr. Ziegler, what page were the county comps? It was earlier in the packet.
Number 19 on the
Yeah.
top. That's the page numbers we're coming.
Starts
Yeah,
with
there you go.
19.
To clarify, this is the criteria used to find the comps.
Okay, so if everybody's there,
Yes,
On page 20,
yeah,
page 19,
yeah.
Page
Starts on
19.
19.
It
yeah.
starts there.
that's where the report
oh,
criteria.
I got it.
Okay,
Okay, on the second item down, it says comp total price, $8 million to $20 million. My appraised value was $7 million and something. So their search criteria did not even include values as low, that went to my value. So a comp at my value would never show up in their search data. So I went back and I have CoStar too, and I readjusted the sales data. I lowered that 8 million down to 4 million. And what that found, now I apologize, I'm going to page 123.
It starts at 122 to 123.
All right, I got 122.
So flip to 123, please. And all I did was adjust that number down, and then you'll see the bottom two. There's a Kohl's in Myrtle Beach, and there's a Kohl's in Kernersville. And they were both below $8 million. 92 bucks a foot is the middle one. But notice that was built in 2021. And then the one below that on Harmon Creek was $87 a foot. And I'm quickly just trying to see what my number equated to, which was $82 a foot.
And that one was built in 2000, correct?
That one was built in 2000.
And the Myrtle Beach one was built in 2021?
Yes, sir. So it's safe to assume if a property is built in 2021, it probably has a 10 or 15-year lease on it. So if you look over, you can see the cap rate is 6.25. So that's consistent with a long-term cap rate. That's very consistent with the data that I presented. And the next one down, the one on Harmon Creek, sold in 2000, just because I had done research on the sale. Just prior to the sale, they had extended the lease for 10 years. And that's what was slightly under an 8% cap rate. So those two indicators tell me, hey, your cap rate's definitely above 7.83, and I ended up at 8.25.
Can I ask you?
You sure can.
On these two Kohl's, is it the same as the one that's on Ray Road, where the company is the owner of the property, land, and, comes up with the income approach, whatever? I mean, I don't know.
Right.
Tom brought it up, and I thought that was really a good point. Because, it'd be like me, if I had, decided I'm gonna, I don't know, lease out my house, right?
So
But if I'm gonna lease it to myself, things
one-
can happen.
the one in
Not
Kernersville-
me, I wouldn't do anything wrong, but that's a possibility. It's been known.
The one in Kernersville
Yes, sir?
was not owned by Kohl's.
Okay,
It was
see,
sold from investor to investor.
all right, and then the other
The
one,
Myrtle Beach one, I don't know, because that
We don't
wasn't
know?
included in
Okay.
that.
That is leased. It's leased.
So both are
Kohl's.
leased.
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So that's what we can kind of look at. They're two separate kinds. Is that right? Does it matter? What I said doesn't matter, correct? In
Well, I kinda-
your way of
Hey, if you
appraising?
said it, it matters.
Okay,
But I don't think it matters to the buyer, because all the
Okay.
buyer cares about is the creditworthiness of the tenant,
Yeah.
and Kohl's, all right,
with pretty good credit, and the amount of term remaining on the lease. That's what matters in the sales prices.
Because you get back to it, it's on that lease back type purchase.
yeah, all right. I'm good, sir.
Okay.
Oh, that was good.
Is everybody good? Okay.
If you would just indulge me,
Okay.
the chart I passed out, if everybody has it,
Yep.
I just want to quickly show you what that shows. At the top set is the county's first set of sales, and those are the ones, I guess, more local, and then the next set were national. You can see what we did there is just to show you what it would look like if a property rights adjustment was made. And we had showed you the paired sale analysis that shows 2 to 10% per year. We used 4% just to show what it would look like. And you can see in the tannish color, the adjusted sale price, if they had made a property rights adjustment, would have been $76 to $80 a square foot, and Mr. Morgan comes in at 82, so almost right on the money. You also see in yellow, those are the only sales provided that weren't bulk sales. When I say bulk sales, that means it wasn't just the Kohl's as part of the sale. There's many. In fact, the first one is the fourth tranche of a 81 property sale. So these were bulk sales, really not relevant to an individual property. But if you look at the three that are in yellow, those aren't Kohl's. They're Hobby Lobbies and Academy Sports. And the square footage is much less. We're 55,000, 62,900, and all built in 15 and 19. So, and there was no, obviously there was no adjustment made for square feet, but The final thing, I want to wrap this up, but so the first thing I said here was there was a 38% increase from 21 to 25. There's no evidence to show that the market has appreciated at all, and certainly not at 38%. And if you look at those properties in yellow, which are the only single tenant sales provided, you'll see the two Hobby Lobbies. The 2022 sale of the Hobby Lobby was $167 a square foot. The 24 sale was at $152 a square foot. So the sale price was actually less in 24 than it was in 22. Two more examples of that is the second sale, the Kohl's in Salisbury. That sale, we provided this in our packet of information. I won't point you to the page right now, but it's in there. That property sold within an eight-month span in 2022, and it sold for less in December than it did in April. And then the Kohl's in Columbia, the Academy Sports in Columbia, South Carolina, that property also sold in 21 and sold in 23. The county only provided the 23 sale, but the sale in 21 was actually higher than the sale in 23. So those are three examples of the market where it's actually gone down. And the truth is, the market didn't really go down. It's that the lease term is less.
Shorter.
If you sell it in 1 year, there's less, so they're gonna pay less. And that goes to our point, is these are lease fee analysis. But if you're just looking at these and forgetting property rights adjustments, the only evidence in the record is that the market has gone down since 25, and certainly not, certainly hasn't gone up 38%. And you know, we don't want to litigate this. We don't want to go to the Property Tax Commission, and we were willing to resolve it, just like we were. Mr. Morgan was at a $6-point-something million value in 21. We agreed to $8 million. We're reasonable, but a 38% increase is just not sustainable. Thank you.
Understood. Mr. Ziegler, any rebuttal comments on your end?
May I say something? Do you mind?
Yes.
Just a couple things. If you look at page 99, where he highlighted the two Lowe's sales, I think he may be overstating the fact that the only difference between those two sale prices is the lease. I think not contributing part of that to a market change is difficult, so it kind of muddies the waters of which part is which. And I don't know if it's, I don't see it in the appraisal, so it's difficult for me to discern. And also to say that the market hasn't gone up from 21 to 25 seems disingenuous. I think we all know the market has gone up from 21 to 25. So yeah, those two things are the only two things I wanted to add.
I would just like to clarify. So, the market conditions for investment grade triple net properties is not synonymous with the market conditions for residential properties. During this time frame, in the past, from 2021 to 2025, rents have slowly crept up, which is good. Which provides an upward trend in the values, because they're strictly, people buy these for the rent. So the rent has trended upward a little bit. However, cap rates, because interest rates have gone up, so the cap rates have gone up. So the upward trend by the rents is somewhat offset by the upward trend of the cap rates. And that's why you see these properties selling for at or near similar prices 3-4 years apart. Because while the rents have gone up, so have the cap rates. And that's how you get the value. Mm-hmm. Addressing the Lowe's one, the one that was highlighted in yellow. Mm-hmm. In the second sale, the rent was lower than the first sale. The rent was lower than the first sale.
The rent was lower than the first one.
Okay, so the rent in the 2016 sale, so we're looking at the two Lowe's highlighted in yellow?
Yep.
It's
Yes.
in March 2016.
And the rent was higher.
The rent was higher,
And who was paying the rent?
Lowe's.
The inside, yeah,
Okay,
kind
so,
of like Kohl's.
yeah.
Okay.
So
How
it's sold.
how about in the other one?
Then the guy.
Who was that?
Then he lowered the rent in exchange for a longer term lease.
Mr. Chairman, I'm having difficulty finding that in the appraisal report, any of that information. Do you see any of that information in this report?
Well, I was asked a question, I mean.
Okay, I got another question too. Can-
I mean, I see the sale, I mean, the information there, but
Back
not the,
on this sheet of paper,
yeah.
right? And when I look at it, and it just so happens, you know, they are two Hobby Lobby, how would you rank them as far as bond ratings? Are they still in business?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Doing great.
Oh, yeah.
would you compare them to Kohl's?
Yeah.
Okay. I just
Might be
noticed
better.
one that went away somewhere, but that's all right. I didn't know that. So they're the same. Okay.
Good, okay. All right, all good? Any final comments, county, good? Okay. All righty, good. Madam Clerk, now we have a change at the clerk's desk, okay? Okay.
Are we ready to, start deliberations?
Yes, I think
What is the last thing on the agenda?
yes, so we're ready to go into deliberations, and then we'll
Right.
handle the adjournment at the end. Okay, okay. So, yeah, we can now go into the deliberation phase.
So we're
Yep.
gonna name out all of them, and
I think we
Get
did, we
recorded.
dealt with one,
Yeah, 8, right?
yeah.
Hearing number one, partial license 0409.
Well, wait a minute.
I'm just gonna,
We need a break?
I got,
Take five, let's take 5 minutes.
It's financial matter.
We're gonna take a 5-minute
We're gonna
break.
take 5.
Yeah. It's difficult. Oh, man. Yeah, standing up's good, isn't it?
are we gonna get him to come back and do the rest of our properties? Walmart's and all
I wish you would.
No, I'm talking about for the
Yeah,
county.
oh, yeah.
We'll just hire him and
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
commercial.
You can't, you know. Okay, we'll go ahead and call this meeting back to order. Got to find Mr. Benson, though. Where'd he
He
go?
went that way, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think he left.
I think he went to the bathroom.
He go to lunch?
Wait a minute.
He went to
I'll
lunch.
go find him. Y'all just.
No, wait a minute. You stay right here.
Here he comes.
There you go. Can we, have someone for the county maybe as we go through these, put them back on the screen? Would be good. Y'all like that? I mean, I just.
Whatever you want to do.
Well, the first one's gonna be the,
First one, I think,
That was mine.
I need to probably let the clerk read the tab or the parcel number.
Hearing number one, parcel ID 04090003J.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we accept the
Second.
layout.
Okay, so I've got a motion from Mr. Ashcraft to accept the untimely application, a second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, so the motion's carried to accept the untimely application on parcel 0409003J.
Hearing number two, parcel ID 08300368.
We make, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, since the appellant agreed to the 357,200, that's the county's current value, but the current value.
Okay.
Second.
So I have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft, a second from Mr. Benson. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried to accept the value of 357,200 on parcel 083000368.
Hearing number three, parcel ID 08300409.
And,
This is the one you asked to continue.
yeah, we've already acted on that one and tabled it. Yeah, that one's been tabled.
which one's tabled?
3.
Three is
Tab
tabled.
3.
Yeah.
Hearing number four, 07090063.
Mr. Chairman, on this, I have no problem. The notice was 537, and they lowered it to 428, and I think that's close enough.
Yeah,
Second.
I'm with you. Their issue was on the sewer. This is okay.
Yep.
So,
Whenever it has-
yeah, I have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft, a second from Mr. Smith. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried to, for the current value of 428,000 to remain on parcel 0709063.
Hearing number five, parcel ID 07096202.
Mr. Chairman, on this one, I have no problem. It's, again, the notice value was 571. They lowered it to 466, and the taxpayer's opinion of 400 is about close enough for me.
Yeah.
466 is
Yeah.
making a motion.
So I have a motion from Mr. Ashcraft, a second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of 466,500 to remain on parcel number 070962002.
Hearing number six, parcel ID 07121479.
Okay, and this is the one,
This,
they were
It's
just
the one that, you know.
$27,000
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah, I make a motion, we
There you go.
accept the current value of 607.
I'll second that.
So I have a motion from Mr. Smith, a second from Mr. Bench. Any discussion? All those in
None.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion is carried for the current value of 607,700 to remain on parcel 0712147
Hearing number seven, parcel ID 06192634.
Mr. Chairman, on this one, the county really had better evidence, in my opinion, at the time. Now the value is $831,000, lowered it from 896 to the appellant of 735.
Yep.
That's my motion.
So I have a motion from Mr.
I don't like
Ashcraft.
that one.
Do I have a second?
I'm I'm just trying to catch up here.
Oh, that's all right.
Making sure.
I have indigestion on this one.
Okay.
I'll just make that point.
That's this.
Well, I'll second it so we can go into discussion.
See what's upsetting.
Yeah, make the motion. We got the motion.
Well, we got the
Yeah,
motion.
And I second it so we can have
So second, so
discussion.
any discussion. Okay, so now we're in discussion. Sorry about that, my fault.
I got your back, Mr.
All
Chairman.
right, thank you, Bill.
Okay.
My real issue is the close right by comp of a slightly bigger house with the numbers 768. That just really, that's the comp. I know there are other comps that are higher. This one,
First one is 20.
similar made house in this neighborhood, there's real differences in this neighborhood on quality construction of what was built earlier, before the recession than after. And the one right down the street is a comparable house. Now,
And see, you got more information than I do, because I don't remember that. You
Yeah.
know?
I
won't even,
I
I don't even know
lived it.
the neighborhood, but you live in the neighborhood.
no, I don't live in the neighborhood, but
You
I
just went
lived,
by.
I lived that development in the banking world. I'll just
Oh,
leave
you,
it.
okay, that's when you were banking, you
Yeah.
took care of the properties there. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
I understand there's some differences, I'll just say, that probably aren't gonna show up on a mass appraisal.
So,
And we use our standard terms.
it is
And-
mass appraisal, it is the county's point of view of, coming up with these values right
Yeah.
now.
I know.
I don't have your knowledge, is what I'm
No,
saying.
I just have some knowledge,
Finance backing.
and I would expect that,
so your contention is that comp one is a lot closer to
better comp
what
than the other
the
comps because
taxpayer
of.
is saying.
But they weighted it heavier. I mean,
They
weighted
did.
it heavily,
That's why I was-
they acknowledged it, he looked at it, he said, I saw this,
Yeah.
it's explainable, the algorithm, or whatever we wanna say, has weighted more heavily than the others, and therefore, we
Yeah.
think it's.
I would question
The good comps.
the quality of good minus on all of these, when I know good and well the quality of the ones built in the earlier years were probably good plus to well above. They were built by a very high-quality custom builder.
Now, that custom builder is what you're basing it on during the time that you were in the banking business, is
Yep,
that
and I
correct?
know what was built afterwards, and they were semi-custom type homes.
And you went into all those homes?
Oh, I went into a number of them.
That's what I'm saying, I
They
don't go
were,
into it.
they were nice homes. They were top-quality homes.
Well, based on mass.
But that's
appraisal,
just my opinion, I'm just, and I know they did the whole neighborhood the same way. It is what it is. But I just got a feeling there's a real, I think that's the reason you see the difference in the price from the older and the newer homes. I think there's a reason for it, not just that we adjusted some and got to that number. That's me.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
I'm not getting into the discussion as far as the valuation. I believe the appraiser pointed out during this appeal that the builder was the same. It's the same builder for all of them.
No, they're not.
But that's what,
They're not.
I believe on the,
well, see, he knows better than the people that live out there. Who
Now,
did what?
the newer homes, yes. The older homes, no.
Okay. Well, Mr. Chairman.
Well, and I.
Because
one
this thing, like everything else, it went bust. The real estate, land part of it went bust
yeah.
with everybody else.
Yeah.
But they did have good comps that were
Yeah.
weighted, trying to, I mean,
Yeah.
we're not gonna get to perfection. I mean,
Yeah.
we're trying
No.
to get as well, as close and as fair as we can,
Yeah.
treating everybody the same.
That's where I kind of get
Yeah.
back to. We asked the question of the county, that first comp that Tom's referencing, that's the best comp, carries more weight in the analysis than the other comps.
And we have to keep in mind too, when it comes down to this mass appraisal that we do, I mean, the appraisers don't go into every house and know every detail.
I would just say, if it was me being God here,
Yeah.
I'd split the difference between what the county wants and what this other appraisal is, and get around $800,000 and call it a day. That would be me if I was just shooting it out there.
All right,
Well, let's,
let's get the vote.
But we got to vote, I know.
Well, we're in discussion.
We're in discussion, I made my opinion.
No, you did good. I'm still concerned that we received information that all were built by the same builders. Well, we're not given that information.
I think that, yeah, there's just two different
Those
schools of
earlier
thought on
homes
it.
were built by James. I know that, James
Yeah.
Custom Builders. And I think these later ones, I'm told, were built by Essex, which is nowhere near the same.
The way we talk, kind of custom versus semi-custom.
Kit custom versus semi-custom.
Was that the research that county came up with?
No, I think what was just said was just based off personal knowledge.
No, I got that.
Yeah.
I got that
I
piece,
think the
Mr.
later
Chairman.
homes
Yeah.
were all built by
But I
the
do
same people.
recall, I think, Mr. Thompson saying that they were both built by the
Yep.
same
Yeah, we,
folks, and I just want to make
Yeah, I think
sure.
the two comps here were, the subject and comp one were built by the same people. That would make sense.
yeah, but Mr. Benson, you are correct. I think when we heard it, we were told by the same builder.
By the same build. Now, we talking
Yeah,
two
was it the whole
specific?
neighborhood, or was it just that particular house,
That-
those two houses? I think it was those two houses.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we get some differential on that?
I don't know that we,
Just
I'm
so
not
that
sure
we're,
they would have it.
just
Mr.
so
Thompson,
we're
you-
operating on the good.
you with us on this, Michael? Are you with us on this?
Yes. Steve, wasn't that part of your presentation? Was that?
Yeah, I think he didn't, yeah.
Based on deeds, they were both sold by Essex Homes originally, so I would assume they were both built by Essex Homes.
And when you say both, which
Both.
ones?
We're talking about the
Comp
subject and
one
comp
the-
one,
And the subject.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
and that's
Comp one and the subject.
subject,
Yeah.
built by the same.
Yep,
I
The other
think,
comps were all built in '06.
yep. Built by custom builder.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we good.
okay. So with that, are we ready to call the vote?
I call a vote.
Okay. So all those in favor of the motion? Aye.
For 831?
Yeah.
So all those in favor?
Aye.
So we have 2 ayes. All those opposed?
No.
Nay,
Okay, and then I'm with the current motion of 831. Okay, so I'll break the tie on that one.
Sent me down the road. I
Yeah,
swear.
well, so with that, the current value remains at 831.
831.
831.
And for parcel number 06192634. That's happened 2 meetings in a row.
831 wasn't fair.
What- I
That's
love it
my opinion.
when we have the verdict.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
lets the world know
Yep.
we're not
Yeah.
rubber stamping
That's
stuff.
right, that's right.
Yeah.
We analyze here,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
Those.
Okay, Madam Clerk.
2005, 6 homes,
Hearing
they're not
number
comparable.
8, parcel
They're
ID
so
number
much nicer.
031003C has been rescheduled.
Okay.
Hearing number 9, parcel ID 09113009.
Yeah, so we'll have to hear these individually, but we've got 2, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do, combine them? I mean, just.
Well, we can discuss them maybe
Yeah.
together, but we'll
vote
still have to
individually.
vote on them individually.
Well, of course, I'm pretty simple and to the point, but, man bought it for $5 million. Due diligence or what? I mean, he paid $5 million for it. And,
Yeah, that's why I asked that question, Mr. Chairman. When the building manager, the apartment manager, stated about the governmental involvement in it, it seemed as though my calculations that he felt that he had a secure property predicated on that government assistance.
Yeah.
And when that went
Went
awry is when
He
the
got
problems started coming. And that's,
not my,
yeah.
Yeah.
and you have to keep in mind, the parcel number 009 is 4.3 the county has, and then the parcel 011 is 6.5. I mean, that's pretty close to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they,
It's
Yeah, the county lowered it $1 million, almost $1.3 million.
I mean, and then the income data that even they submitted.
Yeah. The problem they had is if they had spent the money they said on fixing the road and this, that, and the other, they didn't run it through the company.
Yeah,
If they did it that way, it come out, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And then you provide that information. If they'd provided it, it would have probably dropped the value to 4.1.
and then to me,
If it was provided
to me, some
properly.
of those major expenditures, I mean, those would be capitalized.
But they should have been capitalized.
Yeah, not expensed.
Not expensed.
Yeah.
But of course, everything today is expensing everything, but
Yeah.
you know, how that is.
So
But,
with that,
I'm gonna make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, go ahead.
For the parcel 009, value of $4,345,000.
Second.
so I have a motion, second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. So the motion's carried for the current value to remain at $4,345,000 on parcel number 09112-009.
And then on parcel number
Excuse me,
09,
who's second?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Thank you.
She got to call it out, I think.
I thought she was combining them both.
No,
She got
All right,
separate.
she's gonna call it out. All right.
Hearing number 10, parcel 09112011.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion that we accept the county's valuation of $655,000.
Second?
So I have a motion from Mr. O'Keefe, second from Mr. Ashcraft. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. So the motion's carried for the current value of $655 to remain on parcel number 09112-011.
Hearing number 11, parcel ID 07075013B.
Okay.
Wasn't that,
Yeah, this is the one that was under construction
Yeah,
at
that's
1/1/25. This is, yeah.
That is true.
And I don't know how
Didn't we do
how you
something
do
with
this
that
any
structure?
different. I mean, the county's used a third-party group to come up with those metrics
yep.
to use on that, and that's what they followed.
That's what
And I mean, I
done
don't
for a
know.
long
what's
time.
some research supposed to be done on this? Wasn't
No.
some research?
No.
No, the only one I think we had additional research requested on was the one we tabled earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
There might have been one, I think this may be the one I asked Donnie Ziegler to explain in a little more detail to the
Yeah.
taxpayer during deliberations or
Yeah.
before deliberations.
Okay,
But
that's
we-
the reason, that's.
yeah, It wasn't
okay.
it wasn't
No,
tabled, just to have
okay.
him further
All right,
explain.
Yeah, I got you now.
All these things that get built or occupied after 1/1/25 are
Yeah.
problematic, and you have to use assumptions.
Yeah.
And that's just
Yeah.
the fact of
And it's
it.
gonna happen every year,
Yeah.
you know.
Now, on residential properties, I have a tougher time not using the sales price. I hate to say it that
Right.
way, but on one of these big commercial projects that's, apartments that's got income, it does, I understand their concept of potential value.
Yeah.
And that's what you have here, given where it is and the quality. It's got potential value once it's finished, which it is now, for this tax year, it should be what it is.
Yeah,
And they should expect a pretty good pop when
Yeah.
it goes, when it goes live, right? I mean,
Now,
yeah.
how well they run it's up to them.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
I make a motion, we accept the county's, review rate.
Current
Makes it-
value.
Current value, what is it, 69,013,700?
Second.
Okay, so I have a motion from Mr. Smith. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. So the motion's carried for the current value on hearing 11 to remain at $69,013,700, parcel number 07075013B.
Hearing 12, parcel ID 06201008C.
Okay, this is the one we just got
Deciding
finished hearing.
on which way we go, how do you want to do it, fee simple, whatever it is, income, not income, you know.
Cost approach versus income
So
approach.
that cost.
I'm gonna rely on the chairman to give us some guidance on this.
There you go.
My opinion, we've got very good information that was furnished by the taxpayer. Granted, owner occupied,
Yep, that's the issue too.
but I think there was a good argument there too. When you look at the market of it, it's a sale leaseback. I mean,
Effectively,
yeah,
that's what
I
it
mean,
is.
it's all predicated on the lease.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's owner occupied or not.
And they own it.
We took it down to 8 million, effective 1/1/21. Granted, I think there's been appreciation there, but then I think it's coming back the other. That's just my opinion. I think it's falling down some too.
So we're just.
To me, I don't know that you get much better information, than what we've got here.
So what, is there a
So
figure
at
someone's
1/1/25,
thinking?
right?
Then if it comes down to being as owner occupied, do you assume then that it is effectively a long-term lease, which drives the cap rate down and the value down
Yeah.
versus, whatever, excuse me, cap rate up, cap rate up.
Yeah.
Well, no, the long-term rate, the cap rate goes down.
Down.
They did use a little bit higher one, I thought, but at the same time, it is effectively a long-term lease. And it's just a matter of, if you look at it that way, I think they looked at it more of a short-term, because I think their cap rate was in the 8 range, and I believe the county was less than that.
Yeah.
Is there a figure somebody
even
have
I've
in
got a
mind?
figure. Did they use 825?
Yeah.
In the county, 11 million value, and I think this came from the taxpayer, not the county.
Right.
The $11 million value is an effective cap rate of 5.3.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
And we see cap rates, I hate to say it from the county, that vary on what they are, from 5.9 to 6 point whatever, to 7, or whatever the numbers may be. They seem to, different properties and different type things have different values, and it drives the price.
yeah,
It clearly drives the price. 8, I think, is probably excessive, but at the same time, I think 5.9 is low, given the interest rate
yeah.
environment today.
If you get into that 6.5 range
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah, look at the interest rates today.
yeah.
You're, can they get money for 6.5% even?
And I want to make sure I'm right on this. That, prior to the 1/1/25 reval, the prior reval was 1/1/21.
Yes.
Okay. This is just discussion.
This is discussion.
Yeah.
If we took it to a 6.5 cap rate, what does that do to the value?
Yeah, well, that's what, I don't have to
And
run the
it just-
numbers.
It doesn't get into any other,
I was gonna do my Jethro Bodine
Yeah.
cycle and
Can the county-
deciphering when we got here.
Can they make that calculation for us, Mike?
I
If
had
the-
it on one of these pages in here.
If the cap rate was taken to 6.5 on this one, on the Coles, what does that do to the value?
But they weren't even using that method, but it's in here.
Well, we may have
What
to.
was the cap rate on it now? Is it-
Well, this was coming from the taxpayer. They used,
I thought they said 7.1 or something.
They were using 8 point something.
Oh, hey.
they
Well,
used,
that makes
it
it
was
lower.
$7.50 per square foot.
Yeah.
But the effective cap rate, I think, that was used by them was 8.25. What they said the county used to get the $11 million value equated to a cap rate of 5.3.
Okay, that's what you're finding now.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
if
trying to
that's
get a
correct.
number.
Well, they did a sales comp analysis at 7%.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Big differences in the price per square foot.
And I had okay by my comments on the price per square foot. I mean,
I think we got enough brain power in here to come up with that.
well,
I had
we can
something to
calculate it,
look
but I'd
at.
rather have it
Now I've lost it
double check.
because it's so, this package was so damn big. I thought I'd scribbled down something here. Hold on.
Math is involved.
Just discussion here, what, if we're gonna use the cost approach or the income approach, you have to use one or the other, or should they shift? The problem is you're not matching at all. You can use numbers to force whatever
Really?
argument you wanna make.
Yes.
Part of the dilemma is, on the county's method, you're only using the income approach for hotels and rent apartments.
We've
So-
got, that we would use, the county would use the cost approach to compare it to other facilities like
So,
this.
yeah, so, yeah. So I
So
mean,
we've got, unless we're comparing it to a hotel,
So I have a number for you, 9,041,384.
that's about where I was.
Well, that was what I was trying to,
Well, that's about what I wrote down. I just wanted to see
Yeah,
if,
well, that's,
and that was just off the top of my head.
yeah. And if, like I said, I mean, I'm good there. I mean, Mr. Ashcraft, you got any comments there?
I think y'all said enough.
Yeah, okay.
yep.
Y'all got it under control.
So we would,
What was that number?
Oh, 9 million, I think it was, halfway.
9.
11.
041,384.
384.
Yeah.
04138.
And if you would round that up to 400, if you would.
Okay.
All I'd like to say is, by doing what we're doing on this parcel, and all the other properties that we have similar to this, and what they brought up at the issue, just tax, you know, state of North Carolina and all that, I still come back to Union County. So my thing is, how do we take whatever this is and give it to someone else, a Walmart, the rest of them, Lowe's, anybody? If you start changing it, at least what the county has now is something that is cost only at the beginning. And we use a book kind of in deciding on what finding out all the properties that sell. You gotta go, if you have to go across state, you gotta go across state that on similar. But, you know, do we change that system? And how does it affect things? It's my really point on.
Well, I think we
I
were
think,
just.
I think that the
Does it change
process here, Mr. Chairman, to answer our colleague's question, is that these things are case by case. Every case is its own case. How the information we're given from both the petitioners and from the county help us to make a decision in that particular case. And we have great guidance from the county, and most of the time, we're leaning toward that guidance, and, we'll usually, in most cases, a lot of times we fall that way, but there are those cases where a petitioner, not just speaking of this petitioner here on this particular case, can bring data, because what do we say? We always say, bring research, bring data, bring your case, present your case. They've presented their case, and we're judging their case.
I mean, I think we used, even though we're maybe using a
Hybrid.
lower cap rate, to get to that number, I mean, it's still driven by maybe the market approach at the same time. I was just trying to see what, if you applied that cap rate, what that got that number to. And in my mind, to me, going from 8 million to 11 million, based on what we know about the market, I just thought it was a little excessive. I mean, I just think there's a limited market for those kind of stores when you look at the market approach, sales, the market approach to it. On these larger box stores. Right. Yeah.
And again, Mr. Chairman, and all the
It's
calculations.
nothing, it's more gut
Yeah,
than anything, but kind of backing it up, with going in between on the cap rate with the income approach.
and.
I'm not saying we're using the income approach, but we are to a
we're-
degree.
We're trying to address the case before us.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So with that said, Mr.
And he
Mr.
did in his appraisal work, that's kind of where I got to, even though it was all weighted on the income approach, there was some market approach data in there that kind of.
Well, that's how he drove it
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I got okay
Yeah.
with the.
That's
with the
where I
reduced
come in
number.
the same.
So we have to flush out the motion and the second that's on the table, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I don't think we have one yet, do we?
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
he
Okay,
made a
we got
motion.
I got a number, I'll make a motion with.
Well,
Wait a minute, I don't think, excuse
Who
me,
made a motion?
I don't think we have a
Okay.
motion.
No, we don't, but somebody's gotta make one.
No
Oh, there
motion.
was?
We just got into a lot of discussion before the motion.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but we can make a motion if we wish.
Okay,
Yeah.
That was the
so what's the
question.
pleasure of the board?
I'll make a motion that we do it, adjust the rate to $9,041,384.
And they
I
wanted
can
us to
second
round
that.
that off to 400, so it would
Okay,
maybe be
400.
9,041,400.
Okay,
So I have
I
a-
can second that.
Have a motion from Mr. Smith, a second from Mr. Benson. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign? No. So I have 3, 4, and 1 dissenting, so the motion's carried to reduce the
Now
value,
they get to see if they want to.
which I assume from 11,041,300 to 9,041,400 for parcel number 0620100HC.
Good job, Mr. Chairman.
Okay? And then our next item, are we
We have
ready?
one more.
On the adjournment?
Yes,
Okay.
please, sir.
So I need
Formal motion.
today's our formal adjournment date, so, which means the county cannot take additional appeals after this date.
Correct. The advertised adjournment date is May 6th as of 5 PM. So as of 5 PM today, the appeals are cut off.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
Until
no new
when?
appeals can come in.
Come in.
So-
To this board.
I make a motion that we have final
So I
adjournment.
have a motion for Mr. Smith.
26.
Second from Mr. O'Keefe. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Done.
And you need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
And now do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Have a motion, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and we are adjourned.
Next meeting is the 20th, so you got 2 weeks. It'll be the next 2 weeks from today. So
Okay, so no meetings next week. Good.
When's the meeting gonna be? Wednesday, the 20th, is that correct?
I second. Just motion to, just go.
You didn't second that.
Stand up.
I said so moved. I called it.
So we're done, right? So he called?
Yep.
I called it.
I thought you called it.
I called it.
I think Jimmy seconded.
Jimmy seconded.
Okay. Oh. I thought I had said so moved.
Well, we're good enough. It don't make no difference.
I just didn't want to think I'm full of cookies. All right. Put all this stuff up for the team.